spend some time with the dead.
On demand almost. We'd be like, hey, can you like touch the duck or make it go off? And it would just start lighting up and going crazy.
Why should we be afraid of you?
Hello and welcome to Whatgoesbump tonight. I'm your host, Riley Clark, and alongside me, as always, is
Trevor Jensen.
And we are with our special guests, the Haunted Archives, Matt and Justin.
What's up?
Ow, ow, ow!
I think we're just adopting the howl from now
Yeah.
on.
Shout out for Everything is Scary podcast for doing that the first time, and we've kind of
It just never stopped.
never stopped.
So let's dive on in. We know where you guys are from, but where are you guys from for the listeners?
Justin.
I'm in my car right now in front of my house because it's too loud in my house right now. I need something a little more quieter.
Well, that,
Okay, but yes, we're from Pennsylvania.
born and raised.
Yeah, I mean, well, we're both born in New York, but
That's
like,
awesome.
we're here. I've been here since I was 2 years old, so I don't really
Yeah.
know anything else.
Felt that though.
I came here from Brooklyn, so from I think when I was 8. I came here when I was 8. That's long ago.
Yeah,
That's so wild. I've never moved out of the exact town we live in now, so it's like I just can't say I know anything different whatsoever.
Yeah, he's kind of a homebody, like when it comes to being a West Michigan kind of person. He doesn't even really leave Muskegon, let's be honest. But
Driving's hard.
But what got you guys into investigating the paranormal? Was it childhood fascination like us, or was it kind of something that came along recently?
Or y'all just crazy like we are.
Or is that too?
I get a little bit of both, I guess, but it kind of started with me, and it's kind of a little bit of a funny story actually. When I was a kid, I loved the movie Ghostbusters a lot.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, I got to do something with this. And I started watching ghost videos and paranormal, and that got me into it. And then about when I came here, and then me and Matt became friends, we started doing like watching the Phase Rug paranormal videos, and we started really going into paranormal stuff. And then flash forward to high school, we started actually getting into the paranormal and ghost hunting, and said, "Hey, we got something here. Let's start a channel."
Wow, so you guys have been friends for a really long time, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say really, but we've
not
been
too
together
Well,
for a
long.
while.
Probably
I was
like
gonna say you guys are probably creeping up on at least a decade at this point.
I would say so.
no, not maybe, yeah, maybe like 7 or 8 years.
Yeah,
something
that's
like
still
that.
that's
a
a
long
good amount
time.
of time.
It is
Yes.
a long time.
Yeah,
And-
definitely looking back, I wish me and Trevor, we didn't meet in high school or anything like that, but I wish we would have started this a long time ago, honestly. Like,
We're old fucks now.
yeah, we're old and it's just become a lot more difficult with schedules and stuff. When you're younger, you just have so much more time. You honestly do. So shout
Yeah.
out to you guys for, taking that initiative and starting something that is a little bit scary at first, like putting yourself in front of people to watch. Like, shout out to you for, having that courage and being able to do it.
Yeah, I was a giant pussy. Like, I did not want to be seen on camera. I didn't want pictures of me. I was
Yeah.
like, hell no.
That's what was with Matt actually. Matt used to be pretty scared of horror movies, and now he's like doing this shit in person.
Yeah,
It's one of those hard transitions though too, where it's like I've only known, okay, I've seen it all on TV. Sometimes I think it's fake, sometimes I think it's real. But then you're like, oh, I'm gonna go step out into the realm of being a content creator and doing this. It's like, oh, this is way different, but it is so much more enjoyable than people realize.
It is.
oh yeah, I love it. I love doing this. It's
So
fun.
what was your guys' first experience with the paranormal?
Now you want to take this one?
I don't really have one experience. Like I feel like everybody has that one thing where it's like that was the moment.
Yeah,
it
the
changed
nail in
your
the
life.
coffin per se.
Yeah,
I've never had a point where I was like so scared. Nothing
I'm
that
there with you.
crazy has ever happened. I'm still waiting for it. That's what I'm waiting for.
We did get something crazy though in our Devil's Den video at Gettysburg, and it's like we're just sitting there asking questions on the EVP, and we got this guy named Clark, and this man named Clark. We sang happy birthday to him. It was kind of weird, but He was giving us pretty good EVPs, and all of a sudden, all the lights go out on our flood. Oh, it's the floodlight, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Our
Definitely
floodlight
our
goes
light.
off. Yeah, and then our REM parts are freaking out. And we're just like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, it was
Right.
weird.
Yeah,
And then he
that was
followed
pretty
us
freaky.
here, so
Yeah, that too.
mm,
Oh man.
yeah.
What do
We
you
got
mean
his
he followed you though?
so the woods behind my house are haunted. So I
Mhm.
can literally walk to a haunted place, and I don't remember what we got it on, but we got Clark and birthday, which is weird because that was so specific to Gettysburg because his whole
Yeah.
thing
Right.
was it's my
Yeah.
birthday and my name's Clark.
That's really interesting.
Yeah,
So
that was
what's up
weird.
with the woods behind your house? Was there like a murder that took place there or
There's
something?
a cemetery near it. That's why.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
some of
yeah.
our favorite things to do in our
Would that
town.
happen to be the video where you guys went to abandoned cemetery in the woods? Because I did watch that
Yeah, that's our
recently.
first ever video.
That's
really,
an
really bad.
embarrassing.
It's so bad, but I'm never deleting it. I just want to
No,
show
Hey,
I
it.
feel
we
the same
we
way
literally
about.
say all the time that our first podcast episodes sound like we're underwater and that we had no idea what the fuck we were doing, and now it is night and day.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. I
yeah,
used to be all
you-
iPhone, so
We still use
yeah.
our iPhones. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, I record all of our shit on our iPhone.
No,
just
it's
because-
good. It's really good.
Yeah, it does the job, but
It's good. But
100% like using like a night vision camera or like anything else that's like a camcorder style like video recorder is probably gonna be better.
yeah, we just can't use iPhone anymore. I would if I could. It's like, especially with the road trip we're doing, I can't put all that footage on my phone and then upload it every
Right.
night.
We literally just had that problem.
Oh,
I used the
yeah.
entire storage on my phone in the last investigation, and halfway through it, I had to stop recording it, and I was like, that's ass. Like,
Yeah.
not
He's literally,
cool.
he comes up to me, we're like an hour in, he goes, I can't film anymore. I'm like, what? He goes, see this? All of these files are downloading onto this flash drive right now.
And I was like,
Yeah.
this is bullshit.
By 2 a.m., he's like, I got one left.
Yep, it was dumb. It was so
That
dumb.
that's with us too. Matt would actually text me before investigations. He'd be like, "Make sure you have space in your phone, just in case my phone stops running or we ran out of space in my phone."
Yep. Every
The other
time.
night,
I don't miss it.
The other night, I
Oh.
literally just spent an hour or two and I cleared up like 70 gigs in my phone just because we recently booked the investigation and I went and looked at my memory and I was at 81% full. And I was like, oh,
Shit.
that's not going to work.
No.
No.
So, where would you guys say that your favorite place that you have done an investigation has been?
Matt would
Just
say Shanley, right? That would be Shanley.
no,
wouldn't
for
it?
me it's the Hinsdale house. I
Hinsdale?
like it. Yeah.
I wasn't in that one, but for me, I'd say Shanley.
Yeah, somebody at school. Yeah, no, I like the Hinsdale because it's like the picture perfect haunted house. It's like in the middle of nowhere. Like you
Yeah.
go
Right.
through a neighborhood in the back roads and then you're just like out and then eventually it's just the house and then like nothing.
That's
And
so
there's like
weird.
and there's bodies buried in the yard.
Yep.
The woods are haunted too. The house is obviously. So and I just thought it was really cool.
So what did you guys capture there that, like made you believe? I guess is the
Oh,
best way to say it.
so I was with my friend Sean, who also has a YouTube channel, and we were getting kind of pissed because it's like 3 a.m. and nothing's really happened. And Sean just goes like, "Show me your full power," and then instantly all the lights in the room turn off. Like not even a split second after. Literally
Wow.
That's
instantly.
pretty wild.
Yeah, no, that freaked me out. And I literally just charged my light, so there's no way it would have been dead. And it was
Right.
dead. And then a Reese's Pieces cup got thrown. That was a little weird.
Huh.
But yeah,
That's super interesting, actually.
yeah, it was interesting. But that was about
What
it
about
for Hinsdale.
what about you, Justin?
Mine, well, I haven't been really on that big, expensive, like renting a place out. Every other place I've been to has been local stuff that are free and possibly illegal. But the place that I like the most was been Shanley, the Shanley Hotel video that we've
Mhm.
gone on because this is our first big place that we've actually done,
Right.
and
Yeah, that's
we
how we felt too for a long time.
No,
Where
yeah,
it's like
we're
cemetery after cemetery is cool and all, but until you get that one like fish, you're like, oh shit, yeah, this is gonna be
yeah,
sick.
that's what I got. I told Matt the last time we went to the cemetery, I'm like, Matt, I can't take these woods shit anymore. I can't wait till we get onto the road trip right now.
when are
That's
you
so
leaving
funny.
for the road trip?
July 26th. So like a
July
month.
26th. All
A
right.
month.
And for the people who may not know what to expect, what locations will you be checking out?
Okay, so it's Hinsdale House again, Wildwood Sanitarium. Those two places we've already done, but I want to take Justin for the first time. And then we are going to the Grand Midway Hotel, Belair House, Post Town Elementary. What's next?
Fairfield.
Fairfield County Infirmary, Madison
See,
Seminary.
I really want to
So
go
awesome.
there,
Exbridge.
Fairfield.
Yeah, no, I've been hearing a lot of stuff about it.
That's
So-
freaking awesome, though. So, a week long, 7 days,
It's
7
longer than that.
investigations,
It's like it's eight locations in 10 days.
8 locations, 10 days.
Yeah, it's a little ambitious.
It is. That's a lot.
Ambitious? I would
That's a
say
lot.
that is my
But it's
dream.
Yeah, I mean it's what we have to do because Justin will be in school and the end of August, so I won't be able to take him on any trips or anything. So I
Right.
just need to have our videos filled out for
Yeah, I
6
could
months.
be in it less. That's why. So
Yeah.
if we put our videos
Right.
in advance, it look like I'm actually still in the videos.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah,
No, I
Nobody-
mean, that's a good strategy.
Yeah, nobody
to, like,
realizes how long it takes to really edit down these videos and like review everything and really get a good eyeball on it.
mhm. Yeah, it's a lot.
it is
Sometimes sometimes you're just staring at nothing happening for
Oh yeah.
so long.
That's
and
what
then-
we're realizing more and more lately, where it's like I want to make good content for everybody to see, but I also want to make sure that I'm being very like attention to detail and I'm not missing something. Because if I miss something and cut it out forever, it's gone forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of like adapting the style that Brandon from Exploring Revenants Paranormal uses, and that's reviewing as you're editing. So you just kind of can take what you want out of every video and just kind of piece it together.
Yeah, it
It's
was
kind of
getting
how
hard.
we're working on the one that we're doing right now.
Yeah, it was getting hard to like have to watch 7 hours worth of footage and then rewatch it and then rewatch it, and it's like, wow, I have about 2 days worth of like just watch time into just this.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I feel sometimes, like, at least it is for me, I'll watch something by myself and I'll just like see something and I can't explain it in my head. And it's probably something, a flare, a lens flare or something. And then we'll get to editing it and I'll be like, this is it. This is it. This is the spot. And then we'll do like a little enhancement and then it's gone.
Yeah, like money.
Still haven't provided proof on that
I'm
one.
telling you it is.
I feel it.
So, what would one of your dream locations be? Like, if you could go anywhere in the world and investigate.
Yeah, you
what
get a
would it be?
week. You get a week, unlimited amount of supplies. Where are you going?
Oh, that's an easy one. I always told Matt about this. I said the catacombs in Paris. That's one place
Yes,
I'd love.
you're
to
the first
explore.
person to say that one.
Yes.
And
Good
we
one.
want to do an episode on that, like strictly because it's so wild.
And the history of it's just crazy. Yeah.
It's so wild.
Yes, catacombs would definitely be a freaking amazing spot to investigate. I mean, didn't Ghost Adventures go there? Some TV show went there and they caught some crazy shit. So can only
Yeah,
imagine what
I've seen stuff. Yeah, I've
like.
seen like Exploring with Josh does that. Did something with that too, but wasn't the actual catacombs. It was something, I forgot what it was, but he did something along those lines.
Just incredible.
What bothers me the most is it's like a mass burial ground underneath the streets where everybody's just walking around on top of all these historic buildings that are basically just pillars of supercharged energy. And it's like, yeah, I would 100% believe that you're going to catch and hear things down there that you can't explain. Oh, we lost him.
We lost him. He'll be back.
I told you he's technologically challenged.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So what about
be
you? Where
back.
would you like to go?
I have no idea.
There he is.
My fault. I'm using my phone right now, and I accidentally pressed the power button.
Hey, if anything, we're just shifting the squares around. So maybe if
Oh,
we
yeah, yeah.
disconnect, we can just keep going in a circle.
Musical screens.
like a
Oh,
like
yeah.
a mini game.
That's great. We should do
What
that.
about you, Matt? What's your location? Dream location?
I have no fucking idea. I really don't.
All right, I got one for you. Do you think it's taboo to go to, say, like a place like Auschwitz or Birkenau and then do an investigation there because of the history that's involved with it?
I don't know. Uh, Justin, what do you think?
Let me pass the
Ah.
torch. That's a deep
Pass
one.
pass it to
It is
me.
a deep one.
Well, I mean, we go to. I know Gettysburg is obviously not like Auschwitz, but
Right.
I feel like
It's
I feel
true.
like it's kind of hard to explain because Auschwitz is more of like a sentimental place in general to other people, and I don't know. It's honestly a hard question to answer. I don't really. I think I wouldn't say I'd explore it overnight or something like a paranormal investigation. I feel like it's a great idea, but I feel like just because of what happened there, it's kind of just
It's such
maybe
a
a little too overboard.
I was gonna say it's such a heavy investigation if you do, and I honestly don't think I've seen anybody have
I
done
don't
one
think
there.
anyone ever has.
I honestly,
don't think we'll
it's
ever
probably
see it.
barred, to be
Yeah, I don't think
honest.
we'll ever see anyone actually do a paranormal investigation there.
All right, I got a more obscure one. Do you guys believe in aliens?
Oh yeah,
I do. Yeah.
yeah. There's
Thank God.
too much out there.
I need to know if everybody is the same believer or not, and it's like so far so good. We haven't had any flat earthers yet, but like we've gotten pretty
Hopefully,
close.
never will.
You're right, where it's like, ooh, doggy.
Yeah, no. There's too much out there. There has to be something.
Yeah, it's exactly what I think. There has to be something. There's an infinite number of probably solar systems that we just haven't even seen yet because our telescopes and other devices just can't reach that far.
There's also forms of
Mm.
life that we probably couldn't even fathom. Like,
Shoot, what's on the other side of a black hole? Physics. I don't know. Like science.
for all we know, we didn't even go to the moon. So how can we say aliens?
No, stop it. You're seeding misinformation. Stop it.
I'm not. Bart Seibel
Oh,
says
jeez.
that he has proof.
Do you guys believe that bullshit? That
That
some
nobody landed
of
on the
these
moon?
people really believe it?
I believe they went to the moon. I believe they do.
Probably.
I mean, you can see a landing craft if you go to the telescope. That I forgot where the telescope is now, but like if you go and look, there's literally a landing craft on the moon. It's like, huh? Wonder how
Maybe the
that
moon's
got
fake.
there.
Maybe the moon's fake then.
Space isn't real.
Well, yeah, I mean the moon's just cheese. So
No, I honestly believe, like, and this is gonna sound super fucking kooky, but like, there's like a black site kind of like Area 51 that isn't Area 51, but it's got like a warp hole, like Stargate SG1, which you guys probably don't even know what it is. And you walk through it and it zaps you into the inside of the moon because they have a moon base up there, and they're just like laughing at all of us. Where that's where all the secret technology is coming from.
Uh,
It makes sense.
Yeah, go off, King, right? Woo.
now, when
Oh,
you're
shit.
investigating, what's your favorite device to use while you're trying to communicate?
I honestly say the EVP because you get clear voices on that thing, and it's kind of creepy and unexplainable when you actually get an EVP.
True.
It just makes my hair stand up so bad.
Yeah, because it's like their actual voices. It's weird.
Right. Isn't that weird that you're hearing a voice from something that you can't physically see?
Yeah, that's also the same thing with like the people who don't believe in ghosts. They say fake on the videos. Like I don't know how you could explain the third voice on there. It's mind-boggling.
Especially when you watch the video of someone taking the recording and then you listen to the recording and you play it back live, in the video. It may not be live, like a TV
Yeah,
show, but you know what I
yeah,
mean?
there's something you don't hear. Yeah,
And like, how did you fake that? Like, how
it's
would someone do that?
impossible. They say probably think we were whispering into it, but we record ourselves when we're talking into the EVP to make sure, like, hey, we're not whispering into it, so you guys can't hear us, and we're
I
faking the
believe
video.
too that you guys are of the sound mind and the respectable type that'd be like, no, that was me, guys. Like I said something here.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we get
Like there are some bad eggs in the fields that we are in that probably do fake some stuff, but realistically, that number is so minute compared to how many people actually have caught real evidence, and it is immediately flagged as because the one bad apple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
It sucks.
that person who ruins it for everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Have you either captured what you think could be an apparition or seen them yourself?
I believe that's Matt. Matt's got something at the what was it? Incel?
Oh, cat. I mean, we caught a little bit of a shadow figure, just kind of like it's just like moving off screen a little bit. It's kind of hard. It's really hard to see in the video because it's like bouncing
Did
off
you
a
see it
mirror.
though with your own eyes, possibly?
No, I wasn't looking in that direction.
No,
I had my
unfortunately.
camera. I had my camera facing out the door, but I was looking at my friend who was to the
Yep.
left. So
Yep, that's my biggest fear is like that exact thing will happen to us on an investigation. Is I'll have my camera or something pointing down the hallway and I'll be looking away, and it's like I want to see it in real time so I can be like, I saw it here, I saw it there. Holy shit! Like that's something. It's not just my eyes or like a play of like a shadow with like the light behind me or something. Like there's so many things that go into that.
That was with our Shanley video. You guys nobody's ever heard about this, but Matt was actually gonna tie me to a chair in the serial killer room at Shanley. I was like, Matt, what if I see something, I get up and I crack my head open? What do we do then? Like, I'm not gonna do this.
What do we do then?
I don't know. I thought it'd be good content. I don't just,
Oh God.
It probably gets some clicks.
yeah, that's what I was saying.
I mean, clickbait's definitely real.
Oh, dude,
It's 100% a real thing.
with all the demon shit now.
Oh yeah, okay.
Do you
That
guys
freaks me-
believe in demons and angels and all that good stuff then?
Yeah,
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know it's very rare. Maybe I sometimes sneak it into the title sometimes, but
Right.
you know,
I
you don't
think
have-
that's fair.
yeah,
my opinion on it.
Honestly, nobody's opinion is invalid.
yeah,
I don't
exactly.
understand why people immediately go to like, as soon as they hear like, I'm not religious, so demons and angels aren't real. They're like, your point's invalid because mine is right. Like, no, everybody's opinion is the exact same. Like nobody fucking knows what it really is or what it really isn't.
Yeah, we won't know until you probably die. That's the only That's the only answer. You won't know anything.
Even then,
until
who
you die.
knows if we do? I had that epiphany while I was sleeping last night where it's like, fuck.
Right.
Like, am I just gonna die and then still don't get any answers? Like, that's bullshit.
I
That's
do
a
think
big fear, yeah. Like, I want to
Right?
know things.
That's why we're trying to figure it out now. You know,
Right. I think that's where a lot of my fascination comes from, where it's like I'm of that mind type too, where it's I need the answer now. And I need the answers if I'm thinking about it, no matter what and when. So it's like I'll pursue that shit until it doesn't stop and it gets real bad. Like, how do I say it? Like Alice in the fucking in the hat, just keep going and deeper. Yeah, that's me. It's like conspiracy theorists. It's bad.
It's like paranormal detectives, yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah, for
They can
sure.
figure it out.
I do think that sometimes though there are spirits who, think that because they're dead might call themselves a demon because they're a ghost, like,
Mhm.
and they didn't
I
go to
w-
heaven.
Well,
I was watching
But
a
there's also
video.
something that Trevor always loves to say: if you are an asshole in life, you're probably an
and I
asshole
do want to
after
build
death.
on that a little bit. So, what say like you have a spirit that's like an elderly spirit or a spirit from a long time ago where they were really religious and they didn't understand what paranormal things were, so they still don't. So once they pass on, they immediately go, "Well, I'm a demon because I'm a grumpy whatever I am now," because they don't know. So it's like, "Well, now I'm demon. I know what a demon is because when I was alive, they told me when you die, you go to hell, and now I feel like I'm in hell because I'm walking around and nobody can talk to me." And it's like, yeah, that could make sense.
Yeah, I mean anything can be possible. We know absolutely nothing. We don't
Right,
know
yeah.
anything.
Exactly.
We know nothing.
Like the only thing I do know is that I'm an expert on Bigfoot's penis. It's the only thing I claim to be because nobody else has that title, and I'm gonna roll with it.
Well, there you go. You get that.
Sure, it's coming soon.
Do you guys believe in Bigfoot?
I don't.
Or is that
honestly
one like,
don't. I honestly don't, because I think there are people out there who would fake that just to get into the newspaper.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
we
mean, I
have
don't know.
seen the TV
I'm not
shows.
big into it, so yeah.
Right. No, it's understandable. So would you say you're less into cryptids than you are, say, like aliens and ghosts and things like that nature?
Yeah,
I'd say so.
honestly I'd never heard the term cryptid until like 2 days ago.
Really?
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
boy. Sheltered boys.
Yeah, because my friend Sean, who I went to Hinsdale House, thinks he like was messing with the Jersey Devil the other day. So that's when I heard about
actually
it.
pretty wild.
That is
Yeah.
pretty wild.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of there with you, but I definitely think that there's more out there than we really do understand, and that it can go both ways, especially in like the terms of what if people are seeing things that they can't comprehend. And I say this almost every stream, I feel like. But like, what does your brain do when you see something that you've never seen before and that you don't know what it is? He did it again.
No way.
Oh, no shot. That's hilarious.
Justin, come on, man.
My boy.
There's no way he did.
That was me, and I spelled my name wrong. I was typing
It
fast.
gets so much better
I
every
went to open
time.
up with the browser. Yeah, I went to open up the browser just in case I got like a text or a call from my dad. And I would hurry it up and put Justin in, and instead I put just done. So I guess I'm Justin for the rest of the stream.
Dude, that's so fucking hilarious. Oh
I
my
told you
God.
guys. I told you.
It's prime. It's prime.
This is
Holy shit.
this is how investigating with Justin is like.
Dude, honest to God, this is how it goes for us a lot of the times too, where it's like we'll be really serious for a long time and all of a sudden something stupid will happen and we'll just start ripping on each other. And it's like, yep, like I can't take you serious at all. Why do I take you in public?
we had that in Gettysburg. Our friend Steven does the camera sometimes on the bridge. What was the name again, Matt? Do you remember?
Beatrice.
Beatrice.
Yeah, and he said it. Oh, it said beet rice.
Beat I love when we're reading things and that happens where it's like, and that's named geography, and it's like that's Jeffrey. Like, bro, are you okay? Are you having a stroke?
Are you being affected?
Yeah, bro. Nah, my favorite
man.
Justin thing is when we're doing the flashlight method. He looked at it and goes, "What's your name?" And I, like,
Oh
looked at
my
him and
God.
I'm like, Justin, how is it
His wife
supposed
will
to?
do that
How is
too,
it supposed to
honestly.
answer that?
Well,
I
I
well,
kept it in
to-
the video.
I turned to him. I was like, Matt, what do you mean? I'm not doing messing up. I was like, oh, I didn't realize.
Jenna does that. We'll be like having responses through EMF or
Oh my
whatever, and she'll be like, "Can you tell us how old you are?" You want him to blink it 87 times? I don't.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Oh, that
man.
one got me. That one made me cry a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna be
shoot.
just done for the stream. If I leave one more time, then fuck.
Quit.
Technical difficulties on my part.
Dude, you should have got your brother's laptop.
I
Would've been
didn't.
easier.
I was supposed to come. Matt told me to come over to his house for this. And I was like, man, I'm all ready to come over.
Yeah,
And
but then I
Matt
realized
was
I only
like,
have
we're
one
just
pair
gonna
of
do it on your
headphones.
phone.
You're like, oh shoot.
Yeah, how's this gonna work? I'm on a
I
laptop.
had to work on the fly then.
Yeah,
That's when
man.
you guys like do the Titanic move, and then one of you's in front, the other one's back, and then you just knock over his shoulder.
We'll just take turns with the headphones. I'm on my way over right now, Matt.
I mean, you're in your car, yeah.
We've done that though with microphones, where it's like, hey man, just like kind of lean over. What are you doing?
We literally recorded the first year and a half of the
On
show
one
on
microphone.
one mic.
It was
Oh my
rough.
God. Oh, that
I
sounds
think it was
rough.
like 100 some episodes, maybe. No, less than that, like 75 episodes.
I
before
think
we
I've been
finally got a
close
mic.
enough in like your bubble that I've probably made out with you in equivalent to it.
Yeah. We were
Oh,
to
man.
measure the germs of his that had touched mine and the germs that touched his.
Oh,
We
Jesus
probably had
Christ.
intercourse.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
This is what we're like.
This is every day. This is literally every day.
Yeah. Me and Justin are always doing some stupid shit, so yeah.
What's the
pretty much-
wildest thing you guys have done on an investigation? Or
Well,
like
I can,
had to do like did you guys I would say breaking in, hopping fences, like that type of equivalency is kind of funny because like we have a funny ass
Oh.
story about that too.
we were stupid in Gettysburg. We didn't know it's federal trespassing to be on the battlefield at night.
Oh
And
shit.
we went to the battlefield at night and recorded our Devil's Den video, having absolutely no idea. We were being
It's
loud,
not illegal.
flashing
It's not illegal
lights.
if we weren't caught though.
Yeah, obviously.
We're respectfully breaking
We
the law.
respectfully
Yes.
make the law.
We thought we actually were allowed to be there, but it turns out no. We're
I-
federal
honestly,
trespassing.
That's the thing that we're most of the time that we're also say it's like, okay, it doesn't necessarily have signs posted, which I mean at least maybe I missed it. That says no trespassing past dark, federal land or bullshit like that, or even any of the cemeteries that we go to around here. But you guys aren't being destructive or disruptive.
No, we
So I
don't.
feel like
Yeah,
a
we're
cop
not
would pull
loud or
up and be
anything.
like, "What are you doing? Oh, can I see some of your equipment? That's cool. All right, leave." Like, bye.
Right. That's
That's
I
how.
feel like that's the most that's gonna happen. The way you're gonna get in trouble is if you're already doing something stupid.
Like you're shooting fucking Roman
Fireworks off or
candles at
something,
each
yeah.
other, like, we're at fucking Gettysburg, boom, boom, boom.
Time to celebrate.
Yeah.
Charge! I mean, as
Reenact the whole
cool as it
battlefield.
would be, like, meh.
So do you have any phantom like war sounds? I haven't watched that video, so
Phantom what?
like phantom war noises. Like a lot of people in
Oh.
Gettysburg say they hear,
Oh.
remnants
we-
of the battle.
We
We
talk
did
quiet.
actually. We got on camera. You could hear like the horse carriage,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
horses
yeah.
walking.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Then we
Super
got
sweet.
gunshots in the ghost box too, spirit box.
Oh,
Yeah, we got gunshots.
Isn't that super interesting every time that happens? Like, at least for us, when we get sounds come through like our S box or things like of that nature, where you don't necessarily think of sounds coming through as being like what you should be hearing out of those devices. Because it's like,
Yeah.
that's supposed to be words. And I just heard a tugboat. Like, what is that?
Exactly.
We've gone gunshots too at the cemetery that we go to, and we also think that's also a sign of Clark. So we don't man, remember that?
I don't know. We've been there so many times.
I would
So
put my
much.
money on that there was probably like a private Clark or something in one of the armies. That
Yeah.
wouldn't even be that wild.
no.
We didn't get the name Clark
pretty
once. We got it probably
Multiple
5 times.
times. Yeah.
That's crazy.
There's 100% like a meaning to that. And I like do you guys use a lot of the phone apps, or are you guys good with using the phone apps?
We use Spirit Talker
So do
and
we. Mhm.
GhostTube Vox. Those are the only two I trust.
So Spirit Talker, I trust when it goes off with other devices, but a lot of
Yes.
the times it'll say things that relate to the conversations that we're having prior to it going off, or say somebody says like, "Oh, I think there's like a skinwalker near us," and then it says like skinwalker. That makes me get real skeptical that it's not listening to me. But then at the same time, we'll go to other locations, like other hunts, even I guess you could say, and then you'll get completely different words from the words that it was pulling from previously. So it's like, there might be something here.
Yeah, it
We
really
went
makes me
to-
want to get Spotted Ghosts on to interview him.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Get more
Because it makes sense.
information.
Like you literally have a completely calibrated phone that has like temperature sensors,
EMF detectors,
like
all of that.
gyroscopes. It has everything in it that you would want for a tool to take ghost hunting. So it would make sense if that's what you're utilizing it for. But everybody's always super skeptical because you take one line of code that says record, playback. I mean, that's me being as like stupid as I can with it, but
We've had something weird on Spirit Talker happened and the Airbnb that we rented in the Poconos. Matt knows about it. I went to sleep that night. Matt, do you remember what it said?
Yeah, we were in our room and we just like kept hearing stuff from the attic. So
Oh,
we're
shit.
like, our friends had a little too much to drink, so we pull out Spirit Talker, and it just like starts going crazy. It's like making all these random noises, like out of nowhere.
Damn.
Never had that happen before.
And it was like
Noises?
rapid fire too.
Rapid fire, just random noises, like random letters on the screen. I've only seen that happen one other time when
What?
Paranormal Files was investigating a house that's supposed to be possessed by a demon. That's the only time I've ever seen it happen on like anybody else's stuff. That's it.
Huh.
And that was really
honestly,
weird.
I didn't even know it could do that.
That's the only time it's ever happened. It's never happened again on an investigation.
See, and that makes me wonder, like that, like, you know what I mean? Like that, it shouldn't do that probably. I wouldn't think that they programmed it to just spit out one letter here or there at you or like make vowel sounds.
Yeah.
It's never done it again. Just that one time.
I think Ghostbox is a pretty or GhostTube or Ghost isn't that the same company?
GhostTube Vox, I don't even know.
Yeah, something like that. Whatever it is actually called now is a pretty interesting like app too. Like, and it's one of those things like you said earlier. You don't always just get voices through it. Sometimes you get these weird noises that just don't make sense. Like it's kind of like the Phasma box. It's using the same technology, like scanning radio
But
frequencies.
taking the white noise out of it, so you just hear like the voices that come through.
Yeah.
At least that's the Phasma box, which the Phasma box is actually super cool. It
Yeah.
is
I
so
don't
hard
have
to
that
sweat
yet.
through.
It is.
I think it costs like money. I didn't feel like
Oh,
spending
really?
10
Costs money?
bucks.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. If it costs like $10, how much do you actually trust
It's
it?
better than Ovilus. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I'm
Ovilus
not spending
price. Oh
600
my
goddamn
Oh
god.
dollars
yeah,
for the
I was
same
I was
thing.
looking at I saw it go like on Ghost Stop. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy one. And I looked at the price and just clicked off the website.
Yep, that's exactly what we said. I was so stoked because I was like, dude, these are seriously so much better than S boxes in my opinion. Only because I don't like listening to for like 25 minutes at a time. Oh god, it just gives me a headache. And it's
It
like you
gets
can
very
just sit there and
annoying.
say words to me, man. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, well, that's why we bought a what's that? Like a denoiser or something. It just basically takes out all the static and you just get the words.
Oh, it's like
Oh.
a dampener of
I
sorts
don't
or
know
whatever.
exactly what it's called, but you just plug
I
it in and it just
I
gets
understand the
words.
concept at least though.
Yeah.
That's super smart
Let's get one of
actually.
those.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
God's sakes, we need one.
they're not that expensive.
We used that for the Shanley video though, but the thing
Yeah,
was,
we're gonna use it
for
again.
S's method, it was like you could. I feel like you could. I could hear them talking a little bit more, but like
Yeah, it doesn't
Matt
work for
and
Estes.
Steven,
Because it goes
it's better for
silent. So
that.
when it's silent, I don't have noise canceling headphones. He can hear us. So it's
Yeah,
not
unless
Oh,
you
yeah, yeah.
completely leave him be and like go out of the building or whatnot, or leave for like a seclusion session, which it's terrifying to be honest to do that shit for sure.
I actually
Yeah.
don't mind it. I like the seclusion.
I really like how you put it too in your guys' Leavenworth video. Just like the no equipment investigation part of it, where it's like that's like tried and true right there. Where it's like, yeah, you have the circumstances might be like I had all this equipment, but now I'm like just using my eyes and my ears and my one camera in my hand.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
feel naked when that happens. It just feels
You
weird.
But
do.
does it not make you feel like I have so much less to manage and I can actually pay a lot more attention to the things going on around me?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Because
You
it's
can
like
hear more noises.
I think out of all the investigative tools that you can use, like just being in tune with the building probably is the best idea you can have. Which shout out to Spirit Stalkers
Yeah.
for
Noah.
putting me onto that. Like, oh yeah, like that, like it makes a lot of sense because when you go into a place, you probably will never have been there before, or probably won't be there again for a long ass time. So what's the best thing to do? I don't know, calibrate yourself. Like you got to calibrate all your gimbals, you got to calibrate your phone to like do this and that. You got to format SD cards. Yeah. Why don't you do that for your body too?
I never thought of it that way.
Honestly, think about what you said earlier, being like doing some sort of seclusion where one of us sits in the white noise spirit talker by ourselves and somebody goes into like a different room or something. That we should probably try that or road trip, Pat.
Yeah, I'm sure we won't bitch out last second.
Dude, it's worth it. We did it at our double J investigation and I barely lasted
He
5
lit-
seconds
yeah,
when they walked away.
If you
And I
watch
started
part
going
2,
like I had the spirit box in my hand. It started going crazy, saying some weird shit. I had like EMF spikes on like the meter in my hand, and I was like, "Guys, come back! I'm scared."
we were literally, I think we had maybe taken 100 steps and left him in this church in the middle of the woods.
I think I just like I'd seen their flashlights, and as soon as their flashlights were gone, I was like, "Come back!"
I did
Yeah.
that to Shanley because I did a solo investigation in the serial killer room, and the REM pod started freaking out. I'm like, Matt, get up here right now, man. Something's going off. I need you right now. Like it
Yeah,
was
man.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Like I hate to say that I'm gonna be like the big strong man that's gonna stand there and like I'm not afraid no ghost. I'm ready for this shit. But like at the same time, like if I'm on the first floor and there's a window and it's maybe not there, I might dive out of it. I don't know yet. Until I come to that, like if I see a complete shadow figure coming at me or standing in a doorway, like that's the exit or that's the exit. I don't know yet. Like where are we going? What are we doing?
Right, I
Whatever
think-
is farthest is the exit. From the spirit.
You just gotta be faster than the guy next to you. That's it.
Right. Well, I mean, you guys have
Exactly.
probably seen the Ghost Adventures, like their very first documentary, where like the brick gets thrown and they all scream
Oh,
as he
yeah,
throws
yeah,
it
I
to
saw that.
running. That's exactly what makes me feel like that's probably how I would react to the first time that I have something physically defy nature and like get thrown or like see something that I really, really am like, what the fuck? Because I got
Yeah.
my hair pulled from my first real, I would say, encounter with that, like supernatural, and I immediately was like, fuck that. Like, I'm out. Like, nope.
We didn't get there yet. Nothing's thrown anything at us yet, but we have been touched already, and it
Okay,
feels
so
very,
like,
very weird.
I've been
fingers
touched too.
crossed for your road trip. That every night it's a banger.
Right. You guys are staying in
hope
some
so.
like
Every night.
freaking famous haunted places too. Like,
Yeah.
and like Hillsdale House, that one's been super popular lately. So you don't even know what's been getting stirred up over, since the
Exactly.
last time you were there, even.
I definitely believe that the more people go and investigate these places, the more it's opening the doorway to where it's like, hey,
And bringing new spirits
exactly. Where
It's
I
true.
definitely believe that portals are probably a real thing, and that if you're like calling to something from the other side, I guess is probably the best way to put that. You're probably gonna get an answer back, whether it's the one you're looking for or not. It might be something stupid or it might be nothing at all, but like there's residual, there's poltergeist activity, there's intelligent hauntings, there's all kinds of different things that you can classify it as.
Yeah.
in. Out of the road trip, what's the one location you're looking forward to the most?
Probably
I-
Fairfield County Infirmary, just because everybody's been hyping it up so much recently.
No, yeah, that place looks crazy.
Yeah. I'm very excited for that.
He says Fairfield, but I said Bel Air House.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one
I've seen
too.
some good footage on the Bel Air House.
Yeah.
I'm excited to go to that one.
Yeah. Back on that, we were talking about Ghost Tube Vox earlier, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So I remember in Letchworth we got something that like completely convinced me that app is 100% real. I don't know. You guys watch the video, right?
I remember
Potentially.
bits and pieces
A little
of it.
bit, a little bit.
I literally
But,
binged
all right.
a lot of the content in one go, and it's like, damn it, the retention is so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
harder to do when you do it like that.
Yeah. So do you know the part where we're in the cemetery? We do go to the cemetery. As we're walking out, we like this place was for the mentally disabled, right? So you
Yep.
know how they sound, and we got a response on there that sounded exactly like.
Do remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was before you got to the grave where the dinosaur was, right?
Yeah, it sounded exactly like somebody who.
Yeah, who
Like,
would
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
be
I
able
exactly
to
the
watch
same.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like of that nature, I guess.
You're right. It had
How
the
do you
tone and
say
like
that
everything.
nicely?
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't know how
without
to say
getting
it nicely in the
canceled?
video. Like I just go like this, like I
Yeah,
didn't
like
know
I
what to
don't want to
say.
get canceled, and I don't want to say the wrong thing and be offensive. 'Cause
I
it's the
didn't know
last
what
thing
to
I
Me
want.
say.
and Matt
I
just
just
looked at each other. We literally
we
just
just
looked at each
knew.
other.
I
Like, we're
figured
not going to say
I
it.
figure everybody knows what I mean.
Right.
So I just didn't really need to say it. But that
Yeah,
like,
where it's
looking
like, I'm
back
gonna
on
say this
that,
as
I would just say
respectfully as I can.
I would just say mentally disabled person.
yeah.
I guess that's the like kindest way to put it.
Yeah,
my
but
God,
I
we were
smoke
so
a lot of
scared.
weed and I don't think correctly.
Yeah.
I think
we're
that's the
so
nicest
scared
way
to
to
do
say
it.
it too. Plus,
Yeah.
you don't know exactly who you're putting it behind, so it's not like you're calling anyone specifically anything. So I think we're good. I think we're good, boys.
I think we're
I
good
hope
here.
so. It might come back to haunt me
But
one
yeah,
day.
I do agree with you that that moment does put a lot of like validity into that app because of the location, because of the location's history, and just like the tone and like response that you actually do receive in that.
Yeah. We've
And-
never every other voice has just been normal. I don't that sounds messed up, but like not mentally I don't know how to say it the nicest way possible, but someone
Right.
who's yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Every
where
other
it's like you don't
response,
get that the way they said it anywhere else you go. But then,
exactly.
of course, you're at an institution where they house the mentally disabled, and then you get a response that comes off probably with like a little bit of a lisp and what a mentally disabled person probably would sound like.
Yeah.
It's so wild. Like, and
it's
people want to discredit stuff like that, where that's legitimate evidence. I
Right.
just don't understand how people can say like that's not something. That's definitely something.
I mean, most skeptics are going to go to the fact that it came off a phone app, right? That's what they're going to go to.
Exactly.
That's it. That's really all they got. It's just something from the radio played back. But like, sometimes like when you're talking about these spirit boxes and like everything that uses these types of frequencies, if we go back to our friends from Blood Moon, I think Zach says this the best. If you think of spirits as energy, everything that creates energy is a wavelength. So a voice, what is that? it's a wavelength. So if these apps and these devices are using wavelengths to display or produce sound for us to actually hear, feel, and all of that, like that's all a ghost really is. It's just some
Hmm.
type of energy
Vibration.
vibration.
Yes. We might have a lot of discussions about this actually, because we kind of form our own theories about it. Matt has a really good one though
About
about it.
what?
About when we talking about that one time we went to what was that? What was that bridge we had to leave early again in PA? Well, obviously in PA, but closer to us.
The A Street Bridge.
Not A. I think it was A Street Bridge, but we never had that discussion about like theories and the ghosts and stuff like that.
Oh, I was like half joking.
Oh, we were.
Yeah, dude.
That was the most serious.
Those
we
are
ever
sometimes the best
sounded.
theories.
I don't know. I watched like one video on string theory and I tried to tie it into ghost hunting. And
Oh
I don't
my
even
God.
remember what I said.
Dude, you sounded so like smart, bro. It's
Yeah,
kinda
I
crazy.
came up with this whole theory in my head while I was going to sleep the night before. I remember it now, but I don't remember exactly what it was.
That's awesome. I mean, we
That's
have a
literally
pretty
us all the
kooky
time.
theory too, where it's like all matter is made up of like moving like particles, and basically like if you break it down to like like the molecular level, everything is just vibrating, and everything that's vibrating makes its own energy. So of course we're like giant energy poles, and everything around us is creating energy too because it's made up of matter. So realistically, what is happening when like a spirit manifests is it's taking the energy and manipulating anything around it and changing that matter, and it's still in it. Like the way that we always say is, if you're getting scratched or you're getting like touched or anything, well, it's most likely just a change in the nature there, where
Yeah,
it's like you're
it's
getting burned, but it's only because
it's
there's a
the
release of
it's
energy.
the intense release of energy. That's what we're experiencing. It
Gotcha.
isn't necessarily like the spirit's trying to do something malicious or hurt you or harm you. It's like most likely is you were begging for them to touch you, talk to you, communicate with you, do something to show you that they were there. They touched you, but it was such an intense release that it left 3 scratch marks.
Yeah, it's kind of like just what's left over, whatever they're doing.
Exactly.
Well, and then you think too, like when you get a change of temperature, you get a spike of milligauss, like or K2 meters or whatever, and then you feel like an air or the pressure or even just like your body feels different. Yeah, that's because there's something changing in front of you that you maybe just can't see. Like we don't know.
Have you had this experience? We have multiple people that investigate where you just walk into a room and it isn't necessarily like the room is different, but you walk in and you feel the electric magnetic change to the point where it almost feels like you walked into a room of balloons rubbing all the way around you.
Yeah, I guess you could say we've had that before. We get this weird feeling whenever everything's starting to actually like go off, like the REM pod and like whatever devices you're using are going off, and then everything when this shuts off, it just feels like there's nothing in the room anymore. Like it just feels weird. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a feeling we just can't explain. It's just we were feeling one way earlier, and then all of a sudden it's just all gone. Like something's just not there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We run into that way more than we do anything else.
I've noticed a lot of investigations, like nothing will happen for like an hour, and then there's like a 15-20 minute span where shit just goes fucking crazy, and then it just
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, then when it's over, it just feels like there's nothing in the room anymore. You don't have that
Right.
same like
And you
I guess
keep
tingly
pushing.
sensation.
You keep pushing, trying different areas, trying all these different devices, and nothing's happening. And you're just oh, okay, are we done
Is
now?
it
I
me?
guess.
Is it us?
You've seen some of our videos. I'll turn them out. I'm like, Matt, you feel that? I don't feel anything anymore. I think we're done for the night.
Would either of you think that you're a little bit empathic at all?
Justin's had a medium tell him that he is.
I've had
That's
2
pretty
mediums
cool.
tell me that.
Yeah, at the Shanley. The Shanley medium was weird. Like we walk in and we were talking on the way there how we think there's like a spirit attached to us, and the first thing she says to us is, "You brought someone with you." I'm like,
The fuck?
how did you know that? Apparently, there's somebody. She didn't say which one of us. There's like 5 of us, so one of us has an attachment. Probably me. I bring Ouija boards to too many
Same, Matt.
places.
Oh, you like the Ouija board? All right, all right.
Matt, didn't
Oh
Clark
no,
say
I
he
think
was
they're
following
they're
you?
bullshit. Honestly,
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I
They're
find it
cool, but
like, come
it's-
on, if I could have bought this at Toys R Us at one point in time, I don't think a ghost is gonna come kill me. I'll
not
be
only
honest with
that,
you.
like I just don't believe that people aren't manipulating it with their own hands. I just don't I don't believe it. It's
Yeah.
just it's too easy to do it. Like everybody got your finger on it. All right, ready? Oh no, oh my
You're not
god.
actually supposed to touch it.
Yeah, but you know everybody does.
Yeah, you're actually not supposed to touch the planchette. If you want to do it like a real spiritual person, like how they did it in seances back in like the early 1800s, you're not actually supposed to touch it. You're supposed to hover your finger just above the oracle to where you can feel it every once in a while because of, not being able to keep your hand steady, but it should just move on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like it's still
Hey,
a fucking Hasbro
You know my story.
toy.
Everyone knows my story if they know the lore of the podcast.
I
that
know.
Me and my sister had some
I
fucked
know.
up times with fucking Ouija board, and I don't fuck with them anymore.
I feel you with that. I told Matt, I'm like, I'm never touching that damn thing. I'm never ever touching that thing, and Matt picks it up and just throws it at me.
It's literally right next to me.
Yeah, me and
I
Matt are a
have the
lot like
planchette.
then, where it's like I'm just not afraid of it. I'm just not.
He's like, I'm literally playing it right now.
Show and tell time. I love show and tell.
This man Matt left the planchette for the Ouija board in his car, in our friend's car, and my friend dropped it off to me, and I have a planchette laying in my room somewhere. I don't even know where it is.
Justin, I can feel the demons coming inside of me. Ooh.
Oh,
All right,
my
so we're gonna
God.
do a live Ouija board session tonight. I'm just kidding.
I lost the planchette in my friend's car, so unfortunately not.
I don't know if you guys ever watched one of the episodes that I've talked about how my friends and I, when I had my first experience and I got my hair pulled, they made a Ouija board out of crayon, and then they made the planchette out of Connect blocks. And then it's like, it's gonna work, guys. But then that was the first time I've ever had an experience where I've physically been touched too. So it's like, can you use anything? Probably. I don't fucking know. But it was still like the
It's
most
just a piece of
harrowing
wood
experience.
with some letters on it.
I mean, like realistically, is that wood or is that cardboard?
Cardboard. It's cardboard.
Exactly.
Actually.
Like if
Not
you do
even
it out of a
wood.
pizza box, it's the same thing as a pizza box.
Exactly. I always throw it at Justin when we're investigating. So you
Stop it! No, stop it!
Matt, I will not touch it.
Yeah, I believe that stuff. I will not. I refuse to touch that damn thing. And like Matt said, how we say he lost the planchette is actually in my room.
Maybe
That's
who
the
knows?
worst
Maybe
part.
the planchette is actually the portal. So like the board itself is all bullshit, but if you get a really old sick ass planchette from like an actual witch from like the Salem days, it's like there you go.
Get a cursed one.
You want to get yourself a spirit, you got to use that planchette.
How do you feel about cursed objects?
I don't know.
Do you
I
think
haven't really
dolls
seen
Yeah,
it.
like do you
things
think
can
like the Annabelle doll or like
Robert
Dybbuk
the doll?
boxes?
I think so actually. I refuse to like YouTube videos that I say if you like look at it, you claim the energy. Like I don't know if I believe that stuff, but I'm at that point where I'm just like, even if whether it's real or not, I'm not taking that risk.
Yeah.
See, I think Robert the doll is a legitimate like haunted doll. Like if there is any haunted doll in the world or an object that holds a haunting, it's definitely that doll.
I think that like there's a lot of things out there that historically wise, like if it had any type of significance, it most likely will have some type of like residual haunting, I guess is the best way to call it. But it's not saying like every single piece of old anything is going to be haunted. But I think that there's a good chance that if you find, say, like World War II memorabilia or something from a house that like was like seen like a super gruesome murder or some bullshit like that, like yeah, I bet you there's things that are of that nature that are haunted. But it's hard to say that like this phone right here, it's seen some things, it's haunted.
It's a lot of what Gettysburg is.
Yeah.
because they have.
Well, I mean,
like,
think about it
they have
too.
a
You're walking
museum,
around
so-
on so much history, like all the bullets that are still in the ground, and probably cannonballs that are buried.
All the
too.
emotion, all of the death,
Mhm.
all of the blood, all of the
Mhm. Yeah.
interactions.
It's also still like there's still bodies buried on the field too. That's the crazy part. Like
That's so
actually,
wild to me.
for when I was talking about college, I'm actually going to study Civil War history, believe it or not. So the
That's so
Gettysburg,
cool.
yeah, the Gettysburg history. They took out all the Union soldiers from the battlefield, and I think there might be a couple left, and they left all the Confederate soldiers. So there's a lot of dead Confederate soldiers left unmarked in the battlefield.
So would they just bury them in, say, like unmarked mass graves, or is it
Yeah.
just single
They-
graves?
From what I
They
know,
did that, and there's just some they kind of just left on the battlefield, and then just over time it just
They just
lost.
the land overtook them.
Yeah, the land took them basically.
That's so wild. See, I need to be more of a
God,
history
I
buff.
need to go to Gettysburg once in my life.
Gettys-
I've never been there, and I
It's
want to go
such a great
so bad.
place. Even if you don't go for the paranormal stuff, it's just a beautiful
yeah.
place. to
No,
be.
yeah, mostly I want to go for the history. The paranormal is
Yeah.
just like the second side of it, I guess.
Right.
I just want to go and see the battlefields and like see just what Gettysburg is like, honestly.
I just want to travel. I'm so jealous.
In
You
the
guys are going on a
museums.
road trip.
Oh, dude, this is a big reason why I want to do this so bad.
Yeah, we
always wanted to
literally have that
travel.
conversation all the time where it's like, at what point can we realistically quit our jobs and then do this full time?
Right.
That's what
That's
I
the
want to
end
do.
goal.
That's
That's
what
end
we
game
told
right there.
Matt. Me and Matt have a plan in order. If they don't approve our days off at our work, we're just gonna quit and find something else.
Yeah, that's the plan.
I mean, realistically too, hopefully if we can swing some crazy baloney here in Muskegon, we might be able to weasel our way into doing something that would be intense. Like that we could I can't drop any information on the stream, but I can tell you guys off stream what the plan is. So that we'll save that nugget of information for later.
Very suspenseful.
yeah.
Suspenseful.
It's
It
gonna
is.
be if it comes to fruition and it really happens, it's gonna be fucking sweet.
It's just an idea right now.
Yeah, it's in its infancy, but I also think it's a really good idea for what the situation that it pertains to.
Emotions will be in
Man,
effect.
there's so much foreshadowing, but there's hopefully a payoff.
I never thought our road trip would actually happen. I thought this would just be something we talk about and then just never do it.
Same way.
It's-
Yeah.
It's
Right.
expensive. That's
Oh.
we literally have planned road trips, and then it's like we can only afford to do one a year, really, and that's if we're lucky.
Hopefully that's going to be changing here pretty soon
Yeah,
for
and
us.
I
But
think we have a good base now to start from what we doing.
yeah, like we got super fortunate with this next location that we have coming up. We're not going to drop it right now. We're saving it because it's like going to be super crazy.
It's
but
gonna be the next big thing.
yeah, we might tell you guys off stream, but it's just like doing something like what you guys are doing would be so incredible. Like 8 investigations, 10 days in some of the most notorious, haunted locations in the United States. And then
And then going to school after that. Oh
Yeah.
God,
what a way to end the
what
summer,
a shebang!
honestly.
It's gonna make me
Yeah.
very tired though.
Well, we're ending
all
the
gonna be
summer
very
with the
tired.
Conjuring House.
Oh shit.
Yes, that's what
So
we're
do
doing.
you guys
last.
believe in that? Like the
Um,
story behind the Conjuring House? Like I literally just watched the episode last night of Ghost Adventures where they did it too, and they were talking all about it. And it's like, did you profit off of it? Yeah. Did you
I think
make it up? I don't know.
I think it's real actually because they've done like the solar penetrating. You see the 7 dead shoulders in the backyard, and then there's the
Right.
grave with Bathsheba Sherman that's nearby. So I feel like there is a sense.
There is a lot of bad that surrounds that property for
Yeah.
sure.
I just think there's some that might be a little bit, I guess, blown out of proportion, but I think it is really haunted though. That's what I think.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's hard to say, especially since like there's been video evidence of literally the lock twisting on one of the back doors and then the door swinging open on its own, and it's been documented. And it's like I can't explain that. You can
People have caught
can
apparitions
physically
there,
hear the
too.
lock go, and then
Well,
it
me-
opens.
Well, me and Matt are gonna find out for ourselves if it's truly haunted finally.
Yeah. Well, isn't there something where it's like if enough people like believe something, it could create some sort of entity or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, Slenderman.
Yeah, Slenderman is
Something like that.
100%.
So like, what if like all the people going there and believing this Conjuring story is actually
That could
brought
be what
something there?
paranormal is. We don't.
That is, yeah, that's the
That
thing I
could be
think about.
exactly what it is.
Mass hysteria is a thing.
Yeah,
Like group hallucinations have been known and documented. It's very wild. Hey, there's a cat and it's black. That's interesting. Just walking outside the window right there. That's ominous. But it's proven that people have been taken that have said I've seen this and then not spoken to the other people that have also experienced the same phenomena and they were hallucinating. And then how do you explain that? There's multiple people seeing the exact same things. Well, then you wonder, are they actually like hallucinating or are they actually seeing something? And that could 100% potentially be what's happening at these places too. Where, like people were like, dude, like did you see this and that? And everybody's like, no, that can't be. But realistically, there is something that's living there. And that's just like residing there constantly. And people are seeing it way more than anybody ever probably should.
yeah. Oh. Well, at the same time, right? So if you think then again, like the cemetery we go to, right?
Mhm.
Nobody's ever investigated there ever. And
Right.
so obviously there's none of all this people coming here believing this is haunted, like going there and trying to, I don't know how to explain exactly. If you know what I mean.
To
Like,
make it real.
No.
yeah, there's no people
totally.
so we're the only people who go there and we still get all this activity. So like
Even more legitimate to me.
yeah, exactly. It's because we're the only investigators that ever go there.
Right.
Probably.
I mean,
I
that's
don't
the same
know.
thing with like Double J Ranch when we investigated there. For years, people have said it's haunted, but
We didn't think so.
No, we honestly were like, probably not. Could be because there's a lot of history,
It's like a resort.
but it's a
and
resort. Like,
and there's
what
nothing
really could be there?
associated with it outside of just the stories that you hear here and there.
Turns out, stupidly haunted.
Yep. It's weird. It's weird. It's like the places that you would never expect are. So like you hear, oh yeah, like my house over here is just haunted as shit. Things are getting thrown. Like I'm hearing people talk to me in the middle of the night, and it's like, yeah, but that's not the Cecil Hotel. Like that's not the Marilyn Monroe house, or like that's not Kurt Cobain's like apartment where he blew his head off. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's just that where it's like that's weird, but it's not weird because it's like anything potentially could be haunted. I mean, Walmart could be haunted for all we know. It could have been built on top of a
Indian burial
ground where like the
skinwalkers
tribe,
were fucking buried. I don't
yeah,
know.
and like the tribe literally had a bloody war there, and it's like now when they close up shop, you're and then arrows go flying over.
We had a weird coincidence with that. Matt, what's the name of that one app that we're using that they just randomizes? Oh, something that randomizes again, Randonautica, right?
Oh,
Yeah, Randonautica,
Oh
where the
my
person found the
gosh.
dead body because of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing that and it actually led us to Walmart in the
That's
parking
so
lot.
funny.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
I hate Walmart so much.
It's Wally World for sure. The wall fart. I could go on and on. Oh my god, it's so funny.
I sadly work for that damn place.
So, what do you guys think that you catch the most of on your investigations? Like, would you say like you get a lot of like talking, a lot of like visual evidence, or like hits on say like the spirit talker more or less, or even like any of the other equipment, like the REM pod you guys mentioned like before we even started that it was going off at one of the places. I've noticed that in a lot of the videos, you guys get a lot of success with the REM pod.
Yeah, I mean, usually when we go to like smaller stuff that not many people know about, it never goes off.
Yep.
And then as soon as we go to these big locations, it'll go off all night.
It's because they're familiar with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've so in the cemetery we've used the REM pod, and I'll be like, I show them how to use it, and then I'll be like, turn the flashlight on if you're trying and you don't, and it's just not working or something, and it instantly will turn on like every time. But our best is like Estes method with Justin. That's the best because he's an empath, and so
they just speak directly through him. I think
Oh, yeah.
I think spirits can understand what's happening too. Like hey, we can use this person to literally communicate with everyone in the room because they'll actually know what we're saying. Because
Yeah,
like when you're
they're not
listening
idiots.
to it,
They were people too, you know. They're not
exactly,
stupid.
yeah.
I do think that sometimes when we don't get responses right away or it's like delayed, it's because, well, I have to figure out how to use the equipment too. I've never seen some of this shit before. How could they have possibly? It's 2023 and a lot of the stuff is like super cutting edge now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, there's just new stuff coming.
Right, and all we can tell them is use the energy. Like that's the
Yeah,
best instructions we got.
we'll tell them take the energy. Yeah,
Like, what does that even mean?
take the energy from my phone. Like what? They're like, and they're just looking at it like, what do you want me to do?
I mean,
Grab
at
it?
this point, I started just going, can you just come give me a hug? It's like, just wrap your arms around me, man. Like, that's the easiest thing I can think of. Like, just give me a hug. If I feel you, I know.
Enter my soul.
Well, me and Matt will literally just try to like teach them how to use it. Like we'll
That's
sit
what
there
we
until they actually
try.
make something go off.
That's what we try to do.
Have you ever found yourself being a little more aggressive at a location? Like he flipped out once and was just like, "You're being a pussy tonight. Like do something, you fucking wankers." And I don't know,
It was
just
something like
saying
that.
crazy shit.
But I definitely think I was being affected that night by like a very heavy spirit that was not nice because I never
And
do
we
that.
do know there is a spirit that is not nice there. So could have been
We-
him. Could have been Mr.
We
James
have
Bond.
someone.
Oh yeah. Oh,
We
boy.
have someone like that though. Like he's not part of our channel, but we bring him
But
along
he's a
to the
provoker.
investigations. Yeah,
Yeah.
he says I'm going to these locations to provoke these ghosts. We tell him, Adam, please don't do that, and he does it anyways.
Yeah. We'll be talking to like a little kid spirit, and he'll just go out of nowhere and scream like, "Demon, come try and kill me!" And he
Oh
has
my
no
God.
idea what's going on. So like I'll ask a question, and then half a second later he'll ask another question just completely unrelated to the video or what's going on. It's
You'd
just
be like, "How old are you?" And he's like, "What'd you have for dinner?"
Exactly. That's exactly what, like, we were getting like stuff about like cookies and stuff or something. Like the spirits are saying, "I want to eat a cookie," and then Adam goes, "What's your favorite color?" Mine's green. Like, Adam, what does that have to do?
Oreos.
I
Yeah.
like beans.
It's all right. We had to ban him from the videos.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
we had to ban him at the point when he started calling out the devil. So after that point, we're just like, yeah, no more.
Yeah, man, it's rough. Like,
Devil, why don't you come up out of that hole and come get me?
Come
Isn't that
get
what,
me,
is that
devil
what-
man.
isn't that what Zach Baggins says at podcast?
Basically.
just
God,
screams
that's
at
so
him.
funny. So, how do you guys feel about these big TV shows? Do you think that they're faking some of it, or that they're all legitimate and they're all real all the time?
They're probably like mostly fake, honestly.
Yeah.
It's made for TV.
Unfortunately,
Like
I
they're not
definitely
gonna.
think we've seen
yeah.
some real stuff and some good stuff.
Yeah,
but
they're
I
gonna
mean,
keep in the real stuff, but they're obviously gonna play other stuff up because it's a TV show. They need stuff happening
yeah, you
constantly.
need 45 minutes of content.
Exactly.
Right, and
Like,
you need the ratings to be high every week.
yeah, if we're not getting anything, we're just gonna post what we got, the little bit of what we got. We're not gonna go and fake stuff.
Right, and if you don't get anything, maybe like you go and you instead of posting a full video on it, you just post like little clips that are funny or something like from the investigation. Just, like
Yeah.
have fun with it.
I'm still
Yeah.
just so distracted by just ton. It's like so funny to me.
I was thinking more like Justin. That sounds better.
Oh, it's
Just
so
doing
good.
Also, I
It's
got so
hilarious.
dark around you.
I
I
was
know,
just gonna say like
it's my dad.
100%.
It's my dad. He's coming back with my brother from work. See, Matt. Well, I don't know why he just couldn't come to your house.
The funniest part was it looked like you were getting abducted. Next thing you
It
know, it's
does
gonna be
look
like
like
fire
that.
in the sky.
if
Yeah,
you
like an alien's
if
just
you
like
go
absorbing
offline
it.
again, I'm just gonna assume you're abducted by aliens.
It just comes back and it's just a completely different background that's stainless steel looking everywhere. There's just like little people walking around. It's like,
You
wait,
see
what
these little gray faces just looking down at the camera.
See, now,
You
if
know
I
what
had any type
happened?
of animating skills, that'd be so fucking fun.
You'll know
I
what
wish
happened
we
to
could
me
do
if you
that.
see Adam replacing me in the road trip.
I'd rather.
So,
cut
do you
my
guys
leg off.
believe some of these stories of people being abducted and then like how aliens are supposed to look? Do you think that we maybe have probably never seen them or what?
I just kind of assume it's just like something we just like can't comprehend. That's kind of what I think about
I'm
it.
glad I'm not the only one to say that. Where
That's
it's like, if I see an alien, how the fuck is my brain gonna tell me that's an alien? Like, how
Like,
do you
you know,
comprehend that?
we only know what we can comprehend. So if we can't comprehend it, we're not gonna have any idea what it's gonna be or look like at
Yep.
all. So
100%. I have the exact same train of thought.
that's
Where
what I thought. To think about it. Like,
yeah, where you cannot, your brain will draw parallels on wherever it goes because of what you already know. And you look at something that your brain goes "Bleh, bleh, broken, don't
right.
know,
Your
doesn't
brain's
compute."
basically like, you know how like artificial intelligence, when it's trying to create an image of a person, it just takes what it thinks this person's going to look
It's
look
literally
right.
doing what your
Your
brain already
brain
does
does
and
the
just
same
puts the
thing when
pieces
it
there.
sees something it can't understand. Like it's just gonna fill the blanks with what it knows, right?
yeah.
It's kind of like
It's like
how
dreaming. You cannot physically dream up a face that you've never seen. So what you dream of when you see people that you think that you've never met before, it's just two people's faces that you have met before mushed together.
That's creepy, actually. Really creepy. to
Isn't it
think.
creepy? Or like, I like to think of lucid dreaming as like foreshadowing for real life. Or say you have a dream where you go back to the exact place and time where you were, and you had like a traumatic event, say. Like, so the best example I have is when I was in the Lincoln County jail, and I walked in front of one of the cells, and it to me it felt electrically charged, but I didn't see anything with my eyes at the exact moment, or so I thought. So once we got back done, we started going home in the car the next day. I had a dream where I walked back up exactly how I was that same night, walked up to the cell door, looked into it, and I got rushed by a big black mass. And I was like, I wonder if my brain is now showing me what really happened. But at the time, I was not able to comprehend that.
Huh.
It's really
That's-
trippy to think about.
Because, like, I'm
really
sure
is.
you guys have had, like, almost night terroristic dreams after, like,
I
an
actually-
Or have you not?
investigation. Or maybe not, but
because
Not
I never
really.
have.
No,
no,
I haven't.
I've had
sometimes
them
I'll get
for a
jarring
while.
dreams.
I don't get really affected by this stuff at all. Other than
See, I think
sex
he
dreams.
is more empathic than he wants to believe he is.
Yeah,
Like, I've physically thrown up after investigations, like had like ailments from it and things
When
like
after
that.
we had left the haunted Eloise Asylum, he got home literally
Was
that
completely
morning.
fine too.
We literally car ride home, me and him,
We were
fucking
rapping.
karaoke for 3 hours. Because I was like, dude, the only way I'm staying awake is if you
stay
sing with me. And we sung every song that came across the freaking radio.
Oh my
Totally
God.
fine.
Yeah,
Never
got
felt
home,
weird or
unpacked the
anything.
car, we're like dapped up, you know, happy as hell. We're like, that was so much fun. And then I walked inside, walked to my kitchen, and was just like, turned to the bathroom. I was like, I'm gonna go pee before I go to. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I like
Oh,
stood up and I was like, I feel so fine. Why? Why?
we back in the night terrors part, actually, like, you know how you talk about empaths and how
Yeah.
I felt that I was a little bit of empath. After when we started doing ghost hunting again, I started getting night terrors, and I never had night terrors before. And with these night terrors, I just kept waking up and feeling something was on the wall or something was near me. It was
Yeah.
really creepy. And when we went for our trip in the Poconos, I woke up one night screaming for help, and nobody came to me because they're dickheads. But I
You were
woke up one
screaming for
night.
help in the Poconos?
Yeah, I told you about this like 5 times. We
I
had
was dead
Tyler about
asleep.
like,
He says, yeah.
dude, because we had our friend Tyler above me, and I was screaming for help, and for some odd reason, this dude did not hear me.
How did Justin? Nobody heard you. I was in the room right next to you. We didn't hear you either.
That's the creepy part. None of you
Your
guys heard
vocal
me,
cords
but
got silenced.
Yeah, so
Literally.
you
I don't
thought
think
you were
anybody heard
yelling for
you.
help and you weren't actually yelling for help.
that could have been a possibility. Like, I could have thought I was yelling for help. Like, I knew I was awake at that moment. It felt like I was trapped in a box in like pure darkness. It was
Oh,
a really
God.
weird situation.
I totally understand what you're talking about. When I was younger, I had a pretty evil spirit that was haunting our house, and I'd woken up with that pressure of someone on top of me. And then I felt literally like hands were on my neck, and I went and looked in the mirror, and I had red marks around my neck.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I woke up and I hit my head on the bed that one night for the Poconos. I was bleeding the next day. I didn't realize it.
You
Justin,
sat
this
up that
you're an
quick.
idiot.
Yeah. Literally, really, I went fast up, like got up, and I just hit my head really hard.
You're like, I ain't fucking dealing with whap.
Yeah.
Why did I do that?
Yeah.
Literally.
I've only been affected twice. That's it. And they're both kind of weird. The one in the Hinsdale house was really weird. So, because it was just me and Sean, and I like kind of knew Sean. Like we'd been talking for a couple months just through like YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I was doing the Estes method, and then all of a sudden I like had all these weird thoughts. I'm like, what if Sean grabs a knife and stabs me in the eye?
What
And I
the
nearly
fuck?
started having a panic attack because I'm thinking like he's walking into the kitchen about to grab a knife. I was like, what the fuck? And I couldn't see
Yeah,
anything because
what?
I had blindfold on.
Those
I-
probably weren't your thoughts.
No, they definitely weren't.
So
I didn't tell him in the moment.
did
I
somebody
said,
get murdered in the Hinsdale house? I don't know the history
oh,
behind
tons
it,
of
to be
people have
honest.
been murdered.
Yeah,
So,
it's
I-
fucking terrible, bro.
Dude, that's terrifying.
Ooh, actually that kind of makes sense because there was this guy I think who would like kidnap people, right? And
Yeah.
like do stuff with them. I think you know what I mean.
He would do the dirty.
Yeah, he'd do stuff with them, like, and he'd probably do some weird stuff like that, like put blindfolds on, and
Oh god, and then torture, kill.
that actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
Now
I
that I think
That's
about
terrifying.
I had something kind of similar. I was in Alaska actually, and I was investigating the basement of this office building. Is the best way I can explain it.
Office building.
But what was there before was it was actually the town's funeral home and cream.
Oh yeah, this
Cream.
is fucked.
What is it called?
It's-
Crematorium?
Yeah, crematorium. Right.
So the giant furnace was down in this where this basement was. You could only see the ramp that went into the furnace anymore.
but guess
but-
what they do with the bodies?
Yeah, I'll get to that. But as we were investigating down there, this is the only time I've ever actually had to go, I need a break. I need to go outside and get a breather. We were investigating, and I started feeling like really heavy in my chest, and my breathing changed to where it wasn't my normal, like where I was with breathing. Like something changed. Like I had to start taking like deeper breaths, but I wasn't getting anything. And I don't have asthma. I don't have trouble breathing or anything like
we
that.
both play hockey, so it's like we don't
Sure,
have
I
that
smoke,
problem.
whatever, but it doesn't affect my lung capacity too much.
Facts.
Where it's with my breathing, right? I played professional hockey for 3 years. I'm fine. And I had to leave the building, but I didn't know this till after. I actually ended up catching a really heavy, breathy, like hello. Like it sounded like someone couldn't like get the words out.
Almost
thing.
like somebody had been inhaling some smoke or something of that nature.
Like
And then the craziest part about that
Yes.
whole thing is
so, this town, it's called Palmer, Alaska.
it's tiny.
It's a really tiny town. It's in the valleys, but the town, it was early 1920, something like that, when this town was established. And because it was so far up there, what they used to heat the town was tunnels that they built underneath the town connected to the furnace that burned everyone's bodies.
So the town was heated by the bodies.
So the town was heated by the burning bodies.
That's fucked up.
Now that's a weird coincidence too.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Man,
That's
oh my
not-
god.
It's not just a coincidence that you caught a breath and you couldn't breathe down there. You know what I mean? It's just not a coincidence.
Yeah.
It might not
goes-
look the same, but whatever.
Right. And
that
you can
still
still
goes as far as like the skeptics and stuff when they try to debunk this stuff. But like it's our personal experiences. It's kind of just
Yeah.
like what?
You can't tell someone how they felt. You didn't feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's my best like ammo to use against the skeptics is go experience it. It's
yeah.
worth it. It's if you are a skeptic and you 100% are like paranormal is bullshit, I don't believe in any of it, all of it's fucking fake. Go try it. Find somebody that you know that isn't a skeptic, that does enjoy to do this stuff, that knows what they're doing, and have them take you. You know, like do some research into some places. That's where the fun is too, is finding out the history of these places.
Yeah.
Like the place that we're going to go investigate in not even a little over a month now. there's so much history that surrounds it that's like I'm so excited to learn every little bit
I've
of
already
it.
started diving into the history of it, and I've already had so much fun just like learning.
And then the same thing goes with all the places that we've gotten to do so far, or even the history in my town. Like, who would have known that we have just downtown in Muskegon a submarine that fought in World War II and sunk ships? It's just sitting there for us to go tour. Unfortunately, they won't let us go investigate it. But then there's another World War II ship that's docked just down the road from it too, that is probably more open to letting us investigate. That's full of memorabilia. They let people come on the dock and watch movies on certain nights. Like it's wonderful to get out of your house and actually enjoy what's there because there's a lot.
Yeah, no.
Right, and you guys living on the East Coast, like there's so much history surrounding there. I mean, the fucking nation was basically
Am
founded
I
right
still
by you.
am I glitching out for you guys?
Your face kind of freezes sometimes, but right now you look fine.
Yeah,
You're
audio
beautiful.
comes through fine.
Oh,
You're beautiful.
that's good. That's fine. Good. Okay, my end will get a little bit of difficulties.
Hey, technology poops out on
Never-
me quite often, and I hate it.
Yeah, don't worry. Our first
This
couple
is-
streams that we did, we ended up getting disconnected like 3 times. So
Not
it's
only that,
fine.
I had echo on and reverb, and then
Yeah.
I didn't have things pitched right, and it was bad.
This is just an example, though. Like, just never do an interview or anything like that in a car. It's
Just don't do it.
example. Yeah, don't ever do from a car.
One would think, though, you had a good idea with it being a closed box, with it being
Yeah.
almost like an auditorium where the sound should just bounce around. It should be right there, but it's
Should be
like,
quiet.
yeah,
Wi-Fi is like, yeah, about that, chief.
yeah, about that closet might have been better. Not gonna lie, we used to literally record wherever we could slam a desk and maybe fit like just 2 chairs and hopefully make it work. And to the point to where it's like I'm so excited that we have a full green screen studio now. It's wild.
No, you guys got a nice setup.
It's all Riley. It's just because he's got an extra room. It's nice. It's
Yeah,
so
like
nice.
this is where I work too. So
It's
just
like
in
home
our
office.
Yeah, it's in my home office.
But we also printed out a bunch of our cool shit and slapped it on the walls, and it's
Yeah.
like, hell yeah.
Got a giant Ghostbusters picture or poster.
You got flags.
Yeah. Well, we
Oh,
had
that's a cool room.
Yeah, my walls are just
So-
gray.
Let's see. If you had to go to one country to investigate for 7 days, where would it go? Where would you go? Like, would you go to like say the Europes, or would you want to go like south, like the South Americas, and see like the Mayans or like Egypt and things like that? I think it would be really interesting to go like do investigations in Egypt and like do the pyramids and things like that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Just because there's so much history there, it's like it would
Right.
be really cool just in general, just because of the history, just to be in that area and just exploring. It'd be an honor to do that, actually.
Well, I feel like I wouldn't be able to contain myself if I came down to like somewhere where there was like say a sealed like tomb where it's like it leads off to like more shit that they haven't actually ever opened because they're like we can't.
Yeah.
Like, but what's back there? Now I want to know about that too. I brought a hammer.
It's just so much good footage.
I
So much
know.
good footage.
That's exactly where I'm at. And plus, I don't care who you are. The aliens helped build the pyramids. There's no way they built it as precisely
until
as
I can
they
see
are.
humans build the pyramids.
Somebody
I
needs
don't
to
believe
prove to me that humans
believe
did
it.
that shit, but I don't believe it.
Right. We've never even tried to recreate them. Oh, I mean, I guess they did in Vegas, but
They didn't do a good job.
Same thing with Easter Island too. Isn't like the stones are just weighed like tons and tons. Like how the hell did they do that back then on this like
Right.
tiny island?
and they're like freaking like 20 feet tall.
Yeah,
The
that's
Easter
that's
Island
the
stuff
worst.
is pretty cool too, but somebody explained it to me and I forgot how.
It's
I
because
already
of
forgot about all of it.
like the volcanoes came down and like covered them or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, another one that I would like to do in my lifetime would be Pompeii.
That's what I was
Pompeii
just
would
thinking.
Oh.
Actually, yeah.
Dude, that would be
That.
so
That would
wild.
be pretty wild, eh?
I wonder
Like
if
people
anybody's
literally
ever
got
done that.
frozen time. It's crazy.
Right. Oh my gosh, that'd be some crazy clickbait. If you
That's all
had
about
like
the
one
clickbait,
of them
man.
move its head or something.
It's just
Another
like,
one would be probably like Omaha Beach. Would you think too?
yeah. that would be really, 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 really cool
Yeah.
to do too.
Yeah.
Because just imagine, like you're just sitting on the beach with your headphones on and listening like to the S box, and all of a sudden you hear like the sound of like the
The
drop,
door.
yeah, and then all of a sudden you
Yeah.
just hear like an M42, and it's like, wow, like that's
The ship
an
here
echo.
stormed the beach.
Yep.
It never took
That'd
a
be
bullet though.
very cool.
Never took a bullet.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
It's just that's my favorite part about being a paranormal investigator is being able to say like I was a history buff going into this, but it's such a niche thing that realistically you could probably take it in the way of being like a historian or like a museum curator, but like that's it for real. Other than that, I can't see using like historical facts other than teaching and things like that.
And I think it's important to connect
And
with our past.
I agree, and I think that's where there's like a huge disconnect now with a lot of the younger generations that I'm seeing is like it's definitely the way of technology, but not for the better because social media is so prevalent and it's so pushed. So I don't know. It's just to me, it's like learning about all this stuff is super interesting, but I also
It
worry
is.
that we're gonna lose that as we see like the years go and go and go.
See, I like with my technology. I like when in my free time, I'll either watch like either ghost videos or I'll put like probably a documentary about either the Civil
Right.
War or war because that's what I'm studying in school. So 99% of the time, I'm actually doing something with my technology that gives me knowledge than
Right.
rather just wasting it and doing nothing.
Right. Right. Yeah, I'm totally with you. I'm always watching something like that is going to teach me something when I'm done watching it. Like
YouTube tutorials I live off of.
I like to say we're both graduates of YouTube University.
I hate to say it, but yeah. Like if you ain't
That's mad.
self-taught in these streets, you ain't done nothing yet. And it's a hard thug life out
Exactly. You
here.
gotta be self-taught. It's DIY forever.
And like I love the fact that you guys are like so progressive too in the fact that it's like, all right, like we're doing what we want to do because we enjoy it, and like it shows through you guys' work too because it's all so you can tell that you guys put your foot in it is probably the best way I can say it without sounding like a dumbass.
Yeah, so shout out to
Yeah.
you, Matt, for taking the time and
Yeah.
creating these awesome
Yeah,
videos for your
bravo.
channel.
Because like
Thank you.
while I was sitting there last night, like getting ready for bed, I was like, I don't even want to go to sleep because these are so good. And I just let it roll through all of it. And then I realized I was watching shorts by the end of it. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, this is
That's-
so easy to watch because they're just so relatable. Like I immediately was just like, they're just like me and Riley.
Yeah, and your
like,
guys'
it's so wild.
Your shorts actually kill it. Like I was looking at some
every
of your
single
like
one.
reels on Instagram and stuff, and I was like, damn, like not
Yeah.
only are they getting the views that they should, like they're impressive too. Like and that's the thing too with like where we are in the media world. Like you have to be able to showcase your show within a couple seconds too, on top of having some type of long documentary once people get really interested in you. Like you have to have something that's just for the passerby too. And like you guys do a good job, I think, of grabbing people's attention, making them want to follow you and stuff. So
So
bravo.
long term, would you guys want to do a TV show, or would you guys rather stay independent and do what you're doing, but be monetized with the content you create through the other channels, like how like content creators do now through YouTube and TikTok and all that stuff?
We'll definitely stay independent. I don't think we'll ever move to a TV show or anything.
Right. Even if a network were to approach you and say, hey, like if we
Unless-
had some creative pull in it, would you guys want to be on this network?
Yeah, I just
That's such a hard question because me and him flip flop on it all the time. Where
I
it's
think
like
we're,
I really,
we're staying independent.
yeah, like I really want to say yes and be like, if you can help us, like make it, yeah. But at the same time, like I don't want to sell out.
See, my thing is, I've always wanted to create my own like network, or I guess like if you think of it as music, it would be like a record label, but like a network of like podcasts and stuff. Like
Yeah, because I'm a straight nerd, and it's like I play Magic and I play D&D. And it's like if we couldn't have like if I could quit my job, realistically, play D&D, record it, and then record a podcast about it, and then on the side do like commander nights where we play Magic the Gathering together and like record that shit. It's like dude, that's the life. That's the aim.
Right, and, like, our true crime stuff does just as well as the paranormal stuff, so it's almost like, man, if we could just create a second show that's just the true crime stuff, like, we could
Mhm.
have another avenue of creativity here. But again,
Oh
this
yeah.
podcast takes so much work to even just maintain that I don't know if I could even handle a second show. I kind of have a second show, and I don't even
My
keep up with it.
brain hurts when we try to get all the content done in 1 week.
Yeah.
For us though, all that content, I would have to give all those props. I would have to give to Matt. Matt is always on top of those editing. He's got
The
the shorts done.
brainchild.
I
He's
do all
the
the
brains.
I do all the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, that's all him. I
Everything.
give
Did
him
you
all
start
that.
with CapCut? That's my question.
Yeah, how did you what
Yes,
programs did you use
absolutely.
there?
We
Dude,
started with
everybody
CapCut.
starts with CapCut, and I'm so thankful because it's like that's where we're at, and we're just now mastering it, and it's starting to feel better.
Yeah, I remember seeing you guys talk or hearing you guys talk about that with Spirit Stalkers, and I'm like, did everybody do it like this?
Dude, I feel like
It's such
everybody
a good,
does.
easy program to understand and,
so
like, get you
easy.
started, I
It's
feel
not
like.
technically how we started because we started out in the very beginning. It was our friend Reggie who edited all the videos on some like
Oh, shout out to him. What a
yeah.
trooper.
So he edited on I don't even remember some thing he had like downloaded. He did it. He downloaded it illegally and he just edited
Who
on
doesn't
there.
pirate?
Yeah,
I'm just
exactly.
It
saying.
was probably Adobe.
But then eventually we're like, well, he works until midnight every night, and I have to wait up until 2 a.m. to edit with him because we'd edit
Oh God.
together in a Discord call. Like, why don't I just take over? So it started out as me just editing on my phone, all
Yep.
this stuff, and then it went to CapCut on the computer, and then I eventually upgraded to Adobe Premiere Pro when I felt like I needed something a little bit better.
How much do you like Adobe Pro? And how much different is it than CapCut?
I mean, it was pretty easy to learn. I'm not gonna claim I'm an expert or anything. I still have so much to
No,
learn
but you
about it.
definitely know what you're doing.
I have a somewhat of an idea what I'm doing. I have a lot of stuff I still need to learn about, but I think I'm getting pretty good at it. So I would
Yeah.
recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, I was just
I
saying,
think
your
that's our
guys'
next
latest
step.
video definitely is sick. Like, it's
Yeah.
sick as hell.
I thought it was all right.
I love that you're such a critic on your own stuff too, because that's how me and Riley are. Where it's
Yeah,
like,
I just I can't sit here and be like, oh yeah, it's the greatest video ever made. It's perfect.
no,
There's
we'll
Oh,
get all hype and we'll
have
be
you
like,
watched?
we're going to.
Have you
but...
watched our earlier videos, like our Mouse Cemetery investigation?
I
Or
don't think
the
I've watched the
Buffies
earlier
last year
ones.
was
I
bad.
think I watched a little bit of like what was it, Double J or something?
Double J.
Yeah.
Okay, that's our
Yeah,
best
that's
video.
that's
our
when I
best
watched
That
video
one
by
is
far.
good. And it still isn't even close to what the new one that we're gonna release is going to be. Where it's like, oh shit, we
You
learned
can
so much
definitely
since then.
see like the huge improvement jump in this next video that hopefully will be coming out in the next couple weeks. It's like totally different. You're gonna be like, what did this channel become? Like, who are these guys?
It's like, oh, they learned. We're like AI script right now. Like chatbot GPT is real as fuck. Dude, AI is scary.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it's
My
so
shorts have been
scary.
AI for like the past week. I've been lazy.
Dude,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with it. I'm glad that I finally get to talk to you about it too. Where there is nothing wrong with utilizing AI for
It's a
that
tool
purpose.
that's there
It's
for
literally
you.
it's
just
literally
like,
a tool. The
I feel
best
like it
part
should be
about this
me.
is I found out that there's extensions for YouTube where you can take videos and say like if you can't find a lot of information on websites or whatnot, and a lot of people did the
Just have
reading on
AI
it,
look it up for you.
you can have AI write transcripts and summarize it for you, the videos, by adding extensions to your Chrome browser or to your web browser. And I've been doing that with YouTube to like get information on videos and stuff. And it's super wild. And I was like, they can do this with AI, but like you want to tell me that we can't like figure a ton of other shit out with it? Like bullshit. You guys are listening to everything I say with AI. It's so simple. There's a Cortana. Like when I'm gonna go with that route. Like if everybody's seen Halo or played Halo, there's a Cortana.
I love Halo. Love that game.
I was a sports game guy.
Hey,
Yeah,
hockey
same
and
here.
football. Dude, the Detroit
Never
Lions are
liked
going to
Halo.
fucking tear up the NFL this year.
They'll be all right. Not as good as my Patriots, but
Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The Pats suck now. I'm not gonna lie.
They have potential. Like their defense is solid. I definitely
Nah.
think that they added a couple of key pieces in the offseason, but they didn't make as
Yeah.
many moves as the Lions did. Now the Lions alternative
Lions are
helmets.
gonna be good. Yeah, Lions are gonna be good.
I mean, everybody's talking about the Lions, and I love it. It's
We'll
like
talk.
Yeah.
we've lived in Michigan our whole lives, and we've been fans since we were children, and we were just wee little infants. And it's like I've watched them go 0-16 and then literally suck the assholes of fucking dumpster rats this entire time, and we finally have a team I
Didn't
believe
think you were
in.
going there, but you went there.
Yeah, dude.
Dumpster rats.
Yeah, dude, they were bad.
Oh yeah, they're terrible.
It makes me sad, but I'm happy now.
Yeah, man. You know, being a Pats fan in PA can be rough sometimes, especially after they
mean-
lost the Super Bowl. That was like the worst day of my life.
Also, the best quarterback to ever play the game that went through there, played his ball. You know, where did he play college football at?
Michigan.
Oh yeah.
We're also U of M fans.
Yeah, but it's just funny. I don't know. I love sports, and it's always and
Yeah.
that's another thing is that we
Yeah,
could
yeah.
start a whole nother podcast and just
On
talk about sports.
Yeah, we totally
We,
did.
we had a
Way
sports
easy.
podcast. That's one.
I wasn't
episode.
on that one.
One
We were
episode?
never on that.
We have one episode of a football podcast. We were like hyping it up. We're telling all our friends like this is gonna be the next big thing. We're gonna do this like once a week. We posted one video. That's it.
And then it's like,
Never again.
hey, when we started doing this podcast, we were getting like 7 views a month, and then it's to the point to where it like we're probably by the end of this week going to hit like 14K.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean, we're at this is our 150th episode, so thank
Yeah,
you
it's
for
like-
joining us for
and
this.
it goes to
Yeah.
show, don't ever
Congratulations
stop.
to that.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, it goes to show though, like if you enjoy what you're doing, don't stop. Don't let anybody like quell that flame. Like just have fun, enjoy it, and do it, and then
Oh,
look
yeah.
what happens.
yeah.
I have a lot
Do
of
it 'cause you love
people- Yeah, I have a lot of people who tell me this is like a stupid idea. Honestly,
Yeah, people are always telling me it's oversaturated.
I
You're
love
never
it.
gonna
They
blow
s-
up."
I
they
love
said
when
that to
somebody
us.
tells me
They
this.
said that to us, and guess what? Now all of them, whoever said that, said, "Wow, you guys are absolutely like killing it right now."
Mm.
Exactly.
So, I mean, literally,
That's our
3
situation.
years ago, we were a year into the podcast and just reached 800 plays, and we had stopped for 6 months at that point
Because
too.
I had a
We
baby.
didn't even release an episode for 6 months, and we still somehow made it to 800 plays.
Yeah.
Fast forward 3 years later, after COVID, after all of this, and we're about to hit like probably today or tomorrow 14,000.
Like we're averaging higher than we
downloads.
ever have in our entire
That's
like
awesome, dude.
you know like existence of being a podcast. It's wonderful, and it's thanks to like guys like you, because it's like look at how big your guys' audience is and your channels, and it's like you guys are taking the time out of your busy schedules to come talk to us, like
Yeah.
just two random guys, and it's like I love it, and we're making friends doing it, and it's like I
Yeah.
hope one day we'll be able to actually like work with you guys, because it's
Oh,
definitely like hilarious to see your videos and be like, Jesus Christ, they're literally like our little brothers because they're just like us.
yeah, no, we're pretty young too, so
We
We
get
are-
that every investigation.
old.
yeah. Everywhere we go, as soon as we walk in, they're like, "Wow, you guys are so young." Every place, it's literally the
That's-
same
yeah.
words.
I don't know what I'm tatted up as hell, and like he's bearded up as hell. So everybody's always just like, "What's up, gentlemen? How are you doing today?" It's like, no, dude. Like I'm 30, but I act like I'm like
You're not
probably
30.
20. I'm damn near.
No, you can't claim
I
it till
feel
you're
like
there. I have been 30 for almost an entire year.
Okay, we can't just both say we're 30. I'm 28 for realsies, but
Yeah, no. Post town, we literally have to bring someone who's 21 because we can't get in without them.
that's so funny.
Really? Where
That
is
is so
Post Town?
funny.
Post town's in Ohio. It's
Ohio.
It's near. We're basically doing a circle around Ohio with the places. From
Okay.
Bel Air Fair. I don't remember exactly the order. Something like that. We're going all around Ohio.
You know what I would love to do is if we all met up at the old Lincoln County Jail and we did our second one and you guys did your first there, because that place is amazing. And I feel
Heard
like
about
if
it.
we got in touch with them, like potentially we could probably work something out.
Yeah.
Where is that?
It's in Ohio.
It's in Newark,
Oh, it is.
Ohio.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was saying I
it's
feel like that's
pretty
close enough
crazy.
between like both of us having to meet in the middle. I think that's probably about in the middle. If I'm doing my like geography
Yeah.
right.
We're in PA near Philly.
Yep.
So we're all the way on the end.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
backwards here. We're all the way over here.
Yeah, we're
No,
halfway up
over here.
in Michigan, so
Everything's backwards up there.
Okay.
yeah, it would probably be. I'd have
So
to
we
look
had
at
to
like a Google Maps,
go
but I think it'd be
this
about
way.
halfway.
Road trips don't bother me. I like
Yeah, we don't have
travel.
problems with road trips. I mean, how long was it? Like a 4-hour trip for us down there?
To Licking County?
Yeah,
No, 6.5.
it was 6.5. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're probably like 8-ish hours.
Yeah,
from
so it'd be
there.
pretty damn close.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's all
That
worth
place
it
is
in the end,
amazing.
though.
That place is cool.
We
Or
caught doors moving in
we
there
could always
on
go to
their
the East Coast
own.
too. I've never really been out there too much.
I definitely, if a round like ticket plane ride isn't too expensive, it would be sick to like fly somewhere.
Isn't Eastern State Penitentiary out there?
We
You
can't
can't?
It
have
is,
that.
but you
We
can't
can't explore
investigate it.
Yeah.
You can't?
Well, I think you can. I think you can get on like ghost
wait
tours
list,
run by
probably.
like. I don't think they even do like private investigations.
Oh, so you'd have to do a tour with them or
and
something.
maybe it's like some outside company or something like what is it?
Ghost
Like
hunts.
haunted.
You
No,
probably have to
Mansion
lick the
thing,
balls
or-
of somebody real
Yeah,
hard.
probably.
Because
Probably.
there's been
Well,
so many times where we've wanted to get into places, and it's just like they'll probably like see the name on there and be like, I don't know who the fuck these guys are. They're spam, another one.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm not Ghost Adventures, man. I don't claim to be the best, but I'm here because I want to know, and I'm doing the best I can. So fuck off.
Yeah.
though we
No.
do got Eastern State Penitentiary, we also have Penhurst, which is like 30 minutes out from
Oh
us.
yeah,
We went there
Penhurst.
before.
Oh yeah, Penhurst is
Yeah.
basically like right next to us. I mean, it's 40 minutes, but that's that in terms of.
Oh gosh,
Have you
I
guys
wish.
tried to get into Penhurst yet, or?
We did a group tour where you pay
Yeah.
like $100. It was such a waste of money.
Never. No
Really?
group tours
It's so
ever again.
terrible. I would
It's
do it
so
again. We're
terrible.
probably I think we're going back in October on a
Yeah.
private thing. But when there's tons of people there,
It's
just
so saturated and gory.
yeah, exactly. Like we think we'd hear something, but like there's somebody over there, and we didn't
it's
have any
like, no.
equipment. Yeah,
No,
we didn't have any
Tickle Dick
equipment
over
either.
there is playing with hubby, and they're laughing.
No, yeah. So when we did Eloise Asylum, we did it with Ghost Hunts USA. Fuck them guys.
Holy shit! Got fired. I mean, they aren't a thing anymore, so that's
Oh yeah,
already
didn't they
enough.
just get? Yeah, they just like.
Yeah, they just
They
bankrupted
They got
out.
themselves canceled. But
Yeah, yeah.
there was like we were the first one we ever did. There was 12 people showed up, so we were like, oh, if it's like this every
Like,
time,
sick.
like sick, like that'll be worth the $150. Way cheaper than renting it out ourselves.
Mhm.
We show up,
to the Eloise
it
one.
sold out. We were like, oh, 20 people sold out in this huge building. That's gonna be
Car
sick.
after car.
We get
after
there
car
an
after
hour early
car,
because
after car after
we
car.
just did, and yeah, this cars just kept showing up.
150 fucking people showed up.
Holy shit.
Oh my god. That's
We
not
had
much
like
of an
25
investigation.
people per group, like split up between 7 floors, and it's like, I mean, we still caught some cool evidence, but one of the coolest times we weren't recording in the wait, were we recording? No, we weren't recording in the basement. We were sitting there
I got my butt touched.
talking too, and then there was a bunch of people out in the hallway talking, and I remember we were like kind of being like grumpy when we were sitting there with the people that were taking it seriously like we were, and we were like, man, I wish those assholes out there would shut up. And of course my wife's out there talking to one of them, and I'm like, god damn it. And then all of a sudden, like,
We asked it to make a noise.
we hear just a big old bang, and something like
command.
smacked like the tables
shit.
behind us. And then all
Wow.
catty Cathy's out in the hallway stopping, like, did you guys do that? And it's like, if you would have shut the fuck up and came in here, you would have experienced that too. But it's like, it's just like shit like that, where if it was just a group of 5 people that I know, or 5 people that are of the same mind like us, or if it's like a collab where it's like there's maybe 6 of
We
us
did
all
get
together.
fairly lucky though at some points.
A
That
lot of
night,
the group really was interested in it.
there was because we did this experiment. You've seen it in the intro video where the duck goes off by itself, and like this
Mhm.
duck, you literally have to touch it. It has a pressure point button on it. You have
It
to
goes
push
click.
the button to make it go off. And we set it down and didn't tell anyone, and it went off all by itself, and it did it for 14 minutes on command.
Yep.
We have all this video on our Facebook
Is
page.
wow.
Literally
Wow,
14
shit.
minutes of footage of it going off on command. And people who were skeptics were literally coming up to us saying,
I can't explain
I didn't
that.
believe in paranormal until you
Until
set
that.
that duck down.
Yep.
And they like wanted to take a look at it. And there was a point this guy came up and asked this to us, and we said it's actually not working right now
Because
it's
it got so
frozen."
cold. Yeah. Because it was the middle of Michigan
Oh, okay.
and the
So we
middle of
warmed it up and let
January,
him
I think,
once it
right?
it was this.
No, it was
it was like February or March.
It was like negative out.
It was cold as shit.
I think it was -3 with a wind shear that night, and it's not insulated in there. So the duct itself, like the internal organs of the duct itself, got so cold that the battery should have just not worked anymore. We brought it down by the heater, warmed it up, brought it back up there, and then clicked it, and it was still working. And it's like, okay, so there's no reason it was going off on its own because it was cold. Because if it was too cold, it just turns off. So explain that one. And it's literally $1 duct that we bought at just like basically a Walmart, but it was a Meijer.
It's literally in the grab aisle as you're getting checked out for little kids to grab and throw in the cart.
Yep. It's basically a bat toy.
That's good footage right there.
And it's like, explain that one. And we still to this day can't. Riley believes he saw a full body apparition at Eloise. I believe that we saw
something,
an explosion of light. Basically,
we thought there
in
was a
room.
REM pod in one of the rooms.
Yeah, like we thought that somebody.
So we
put
ran
a light
down the
device in
hallway
there.
and we went in there and it's just dark room.
It was just like a cement corner.
And then some other dude came walking down the hallway and he's
And
like,
he goes,
"You
"Did you
guys
guys saw that?
You guys saw that light?" And we're like, "Yeah, that's why we came down here."
It literally felt like somebody took a mag light, like opened that bitch wide open and shined it at the ceiling, so it just blared out into the hallway through the door for like a split second, and then turned it right back off.
Have you guys ever got like anything on a spirit box where a spirit is mocking a REM pod noise?
I don't know about
Maybe. We've had some
mocking, but
weird
we've
noises
had
come
like
a whistle.
yeah, we've had
this whistle all
whistles
the
and
time.
like giggles, and we've had them cuss over the radio, like say like bitch and fuck you, where it's like you cannot say that over not XM radio, and XM radio is encrypted.
We had
Yeah.
the devil. I'm the devil come over it, and that
On
was
Good
on
Friday,
Easter. So why would the fuck would that be?
or it was
on the
Easter. Yeah, it
radio?
wasn't Good Friday. It was on Easter. It
Huh.
was the night of Easter, basically. And it's just
For
like,
that REM pod. For that REM pod though, we had Matt. I wasn't with that investigation, but Matt was with Sean, and he was telling me how he got on a spirit box, and it's in the video, a spirit mocking the REM pod on the spirit
Yeah,
box.
it wasn't even on the spirit box. It was just me walking throughout the house, and you can hear the REM pod going off. But at the same time, you can see the REM pod on the stairs not going off.
what?
I was like,
That's so weird.
I watched the clip many times. I'm like, I hear the REM pod in my
like
ear.
that is 100% right. I'm not. This is.
I mean,
not
it wasn't
the wrong
like
clip.
it wasn't like clearly like the exact same. Like if I put a camera right up to a REM pod and listen,
But
to
it's
it,
like,
it's
beep.
faintly in the background. You can hear
Yeah.
it. If you watch, like when I watched it, I'm like, holy shit.
It's a very distinct sound. So I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
you know what I mean. Like if
Yeah,
you hear it
nothing
once,
else.
you'll probably hear it again.
Nothing else makes the noise that a REM pod does. Like,
No, honestly, it gets annoying whenever I like go to pick it up because I'm like, well, here we go. I already know what it's gonna do. Woo!
We make the same joke every time. Oh my god, it's going off.
That's so funny.
Literally every time. Never one time we picked up a REM pod and haven't made that joke.
Never gets old either.
It never gets. It's funny every time.
Riley made up a real funny joke about ghosts. Are you gonna tell it again? You better tell
I'll
it
tell
again.
it. I'll tell it. So, paranormal investigator walks into a building. He gets booed out of it.
Oh,
Boo!
I get it. Like, I get it.
That was a
It's
joke.
so
for sure.
fucking bad, but it's so
It
funny.
has no punchline at all.
It's just so bad. It's just
The best jokes are
boo.
just stupid.
It's just
Those
so
are the
fucking
best jokes.
I mean, you guys should see the stuff Justin will send me. It's just the most random shit.
What if I sent you?
No, like in the group chat.
Oh, in the group chat? I was like,
Our group
definitely.
chat is so ridiculous.
Yeah, our group
Oh
chat's just a
yeah,
bunch of
our group chat with
dumbasses.
the freaking title names. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
It's
that's
like, hey,
ours.
sit on my face. I'm dripping.
Demon sits on.
And satanic crawfish rides again.
Oh, word.
Ours is just a bunch of
Wow.
stupid stuff that our group chat just from our group chat experiences. We just name it after.
It just
Yeah.
never
It's insane.
ceases to fail how amazing
Yeah.
it is to have innuendos inside of inside jokes, inside of double entendres.
Yep.
We're just sick fucks. That's all. it is.
Yeah, I mean, there's been many a time where we should have been canceled for things I've said.
Oh my god.
Now you're gonna have people go back and listen for this stuff.
I'm just saying, like, if you go back and listen to some of the earlier episodes, probably like 50 through like say 80, there's some like unsightly things where I was like, I'm so cool, but like actually like, oh shit, like I'm gonna get canceled nowadays.
Yeah, that's the problem we have with bringing this guy Adam in our videos, because I'll be listening and he will say the most outrageous things ever, and I'm editing. I'm like, Adam, why the fuck did you say that? You can't say that.
Literally,
I can't even say what he said.
so I'll say this, but I will I'll censor my own because it's bad. I was like, there ain't no brakes on the R train, but it was like that train where it's like, oh no, like that's cancel culture worthy.
No,
No,
he's
we have a whole list of people that we don't allow in our videos.
Yeah.
before the subject. A whole list.
Where it's like he almost dropped the N word. I can't be having that.
Yeah,
That's
like,
exactly
just-
we're like no.
you can't. It's just not worth the risk.
I would say we're kind of getting a little more selective.
It's
who we
definitely
let.
like I can feel the producer and the director in me coming out where it's like, bitch, I'm making a movie. Like fuck right off with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, what? You see where the camera is. Why are you standing right there? Like,
Or-
no one wants to look at your back for 20 minutes.
Dude, my favorite thing is where it's like I'll try to like explain to like somebody be like, hey, I need you to go over here and like maybe like say something about that. And they'll be like, why? Why are you bossing me around? It's like, because it's my video. Don't you say shit to me right now. And they're like getting all angry with each other. It's like, why are we fighting? Where it's
Matt
like,
does
no, I'm
that.
just getting super OCD.
Matt does that same thing. We had that exact same moment at Shanley where Matt wanted to test something out, like he had this new ghost hunting plan, and we were just fooling around the whole time. And Matt just comes up and he's like, "Whoa, you pissed off, right, Matt?"
I had a time travel theory that I tested out, and they just fucked it up so bad.
Oh man. Dude, that's so funny because at the last investigation that we did, Riley was doing an Estes method, but he was asking the questions too. And I was like, I walked over to him and I was like, I think I'm supposed to ask the questions and you answer them. And he was just like, yeah, whatever, do the fuck you want. And I was like, oh, he's mad.
No,
There
that's
was a
the-
lot
yeah.
that was going on that night that was making me upset. It wasn't just that.
I laughed it off because I was like, ooh, he's angry. And I was like, you can see on the video too, because I know for a fact I was like, where?
Oh, wait. Okay. So with the time travel thing I was talking about, they had to stand in the room and they couldn't tell me anything that happened. Like none of the devices going off, right?
Mhm.
So the moment I walk in, the REM pod starts going off, and my friend Steven goes, Matt, it was doing that the whole time. Instantly, the moment I walk in, he tells me exactly what happened.
The funny part about that was he was telling us before. It was like, guys, don't tell him anything. Make sure not to tell him. Matt
Yes.
walks in and he immediately tells him by
They
mistake.
cannot tell me what happens or else it's ruined. And the second I walk in, they tell me what happened.
I was gonna say he had no filter. There's none.
Like I'm like, and then I just
There
you
was
can
no
see me.
stop sign.
You can see me. He goes, Steven. And he goes, no, I didn't. I didn't tell you.
Like, no, the fuck you didn't, bitch.
Like,
He has a
how are you
full
gonna
look of
deny
shock
that?
on his
There's a
face.
camera in your face.
Oh my
We
god.
caught it on video. You just said
Red-handed.
it. Yeah. So then
Funny
I
part
made them
was
do
he
it
just
again.
freezes. He just froze. Is like, oh wait.
Oops. Well, you screwed that up, bud.
Yeah. I was actually kind of. That's the only time
See,
I've
like
gotten pissed at me.
I so badly believe that time travel theory is probably more realistic than not. Where it's like, I forgot what Danny said about it, but he had a really good point about it when we talked to him, where it was like we're peeking into the past and they're peeking into the future, basically. Where it's like, yeah, I could believe that. Where it's like, instead of thinking like these non-verbal responses or like the responses that we're getting that are like mumbo jumbo where we don't think has anything to do with anything. Well, what if it's literally like the time slippage where it's like you're hearing something from this time just like slip through and there it is.
Never
Yeah,
thought
I
about
was
it like
trying to see if they could go through like a portal back in time. Like you know how they had, like some places claim to have portals in places of
Yeah.
the house. So I thought, so that my idea was I put them in the room. They don't tell me what happens. Then I'd go up there the next day and tell them to go back to when they say this and make this device go off and see if the device went off. Unfortunately, we never got to see what happened, but
Right.
I couldn't. They didn't let me go back upstairs the next day. So
Where it's like, well, that defeated the purpose.
yeah, I mean, listen, nothing happened when they were in there the second time when they actually listened to me. So Maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
to be fair, Matt, you did not tell us we were not supposed to talk in that video.
I'm
You see
pretty
us just
sure I
having a
did.
full
I'm pretty sure I did. I think you guys are
Dude, it
just
should be in
idiots.
the video, bro. Because I remember for a fact you did not
Dude,
tell us.
I kept in a bunch of clips of them in the room. Justin was dancing and singing. They're just
Defeating the whole purpose of it.
other kids in the side of the room having a panic attack. That's a great part.
Where it's like this is such a strong dynamic.
Yeah, no, they're downstairs. They're like, what if Matt's like conjuring a demon to come get us or
And he's
something?
just
They're just dancing. I think that's exactly what he did.
really. That's so funny.
Or fucking, he did what was it, Gangnam Style or whatever?
That is so fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was one of
That's
my
some
favorite
shit that
parts.
we'll do too, though. Where it's like if nothing's really happening, like I just start goofing off, which it might be a bad habit.
I
but
do
like,
not. I stay so serious.
I can definitely like
I
get
just get,
serious
like-
quick, but I'm
I
like,
can joke around and everything, but like at the same time, like I'm here to have an experience. And as soon as it starts straying away from that, I think you're dampening the paranormal energy that can happen. I don't know. That's just my theory
No,
because
no.
like you're moving, you're just getting distracted by other things. So you're not
Hmm.
enlightening your senses that you should be using for that experience.
Yeah, when we're with a big group of friends, it's kind of hard to.
oh, it's
stay on
definitely
point.
harder when it's just a couple of people, like 3 to 4 people. It's so much easier to just stay
Yeah.
That's
focused.
what.
on
Yeah,
the main
I'm excited
goal.
to do stuff me and
It's also
Justin.
just my personality.
Me and Matt
Right.
can lock
Yeah, once
in
you've seen you,
immediately
it's
by
easy.
ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can lock in if we're by ourselves, but if we're like with our friends in the group chat, it's just like all hell's gonna break loose somehow.
Yep. It's like my inner like woolly mammoth comes out, and I start showing my butt to everybody real quick.
Yeah. They're like our personalities total like 180. He's way more like outgoing and like and I'm just like such a like serious person, I guess. Like I'm chill and everything, but like when I'm doing something, I stay so focused and like I have
Yeah.
too much focus.
And I wear my
probably.
heart on my sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not very outgoing. I'm pretty quiet in the videos, honestly. I wish I was a little
Yeah.
louder, but
There's been many a time where I've looked at Riley after an episode and been like, "I'm sorry, I talk so much."
yeah.
It's just my strong personality coming through.
Yeah,
Matt's
absolutely.
quiet in the videos, and in these videos, Matt could be usually quiet, and I'm usually asking the questions. But for me, I feel like I have a problem speaking when I'm on camera. So when I'm saying something,
yeah.
it might be misinterpreted. I see it starting right now. Misinterpreted in the videos, and it might sound different.
Right. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I do. I go, okay, I've been in front of a camera for like 2 hours now. I feel really comfortable and I can say whatever
Yeah,
I want.
definitely.
But
Yeah.
like when we start, I'm
Like,
like, words are hard.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't even
you
get
can
me
see that in
started
Let's
on
Work.
well, and don't even get me started when we start like going like outside of the English like language and trying to do like Mayan or Aztec civilization talk, and it's like, and then his name click clack, and it's like, yeah, I named him. He's now click clack. Like I don't know what that name is.
Yeah, man.
It's like, fuck, I don't know how people do it, or these people that can learn 7 languages and shit like that blows my mind. Where it's like your brain is better than I,
it's
sir.
weird.
Dude, I never made it past like 8th grade Spanish.
No, I can say
That's-
like mucho grande
I
salchicha en la
I took
boca.
4 years of German in high school, and I can
Setzen.
maybe say "How are you?" Like "Wie geht es dir?" Like that's all I
I
got.
took German, and all I knew how to do was sing "Happy Birthday" in German, and then I totally forgot the rest.
See, but it's like it's if you don't use the language very often, what good is it to you? You know what I mean?
I'm not going to Germany.
I can't afford shit. I can't afford to buy a new
Yeah.
camera right now.
Yeah, exactly. But
I do want to go to Japan once in my life, though. I feel like that would be awesome.
Yeah,
Japan,
that would be
definitely.
cool.
Just
That
not
would
even
be
like
cool.
for paranormal reasons, just to go like see Japan. Like it's just
I wanna
it
go
feels
for
like
the
such a different
food.
place.
But the paranormal shit in Japan is scary. I
Could
was
you
watching-
Yeah.
imagine? It's
Some of the
everybody
things that
lives
they
on
talk
top of
about-
each other too.
Oh, should
Oh,
we tell them
yeah.
about
Oh, the Agikahara forest would be a fucking crazy one to go
that,
do.
or the Japanese lore of that demon thing
Oh
that like
yeah.
lives on goes like so it stays underneath like your car, and like when you get into your car it like seeps into the car, and then it like kills you inside of your
from
car.
the back seat,
From the
basically.
back seat, and then
Well,
It's
now
like
I
a
need to take my back seat
Yo,
real quick.
you're saying this while Justin's in his car.
I was gonna say, that's why it's
He's
the
in his
funny
car
one.
Just turn
alone
my
at
car on
night.
real
He's
quick.
like, wait, what the hell?
and then it like overtakes your body, and yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it basically
fucking
is like a
crazy.
body snatcher that kills you and then like makes you
That's
like
fucking creepy.
But
I
no,
think
the
it's quiet
Agikahara
inside now,
forest.
guys.
Hey, yeah, yeah. No, the Agikahara forest though would be so crazy because they call it the suicide forest because
Oh,
it
is that
yeah,
the
per
forest?
Yeah,
capita
yeah.
it has the most suicides in
Oh,
Japan.
okay.
And it's like it's super taboo to go investigate it, but at the same time, like, man, could you imagine the amount of heaviness you would go and encounter there, or even just not investigate it, just walk around just to feel?
Yeah.
I
Like it's
think
crazy.
I think as
Yeah.
soon as I
The
see
energy.
the like ribbons, I would be done.
Yeah. Yeah, like the trails to the bodies, basically, or how which Paul brother, whatever it is, recorded the body that was hanging
Oh,
there.
Logan
Like
Paul.
I remember watching that video the day it came out.
I do
like,
too, like
what
back
the
in the
hell?
day, where it's like, man,
Just
like
post it?
it's so wild.
Oh,
But
man.
that shit happens out there like crazy.
I think you have to
It's
get
very
right
weird, and
out there now.
it's so creepy to think about. There's somebody out in that forest right now just hanging, and they're never gonna find him. That's the
Ugh.
weird part.
Yeah, that's
It's
crazy.
weird that right now there's probably someone in that forest contemplating life or death.
The
Yeah.
forest.
Like that's
Sure.
like what we deal with as, you know, this way of life that we live in. So many people feel like they shouldn't live, and that's not the case. Everyone deserves to live, and if, you know, there's someone out there who is feeling these types of things, talk to someone and let them know that you're feeling this way, because most likely the person that you have confidence in talking about that kind of thing does love you and does care. And
Always best
you
to
bring up
follow.
that forest, you got to throw that message in there.
That got heavy
Yeah.
real fucking quick.
Hey,
we were talking about dancing 20 minutes ago. No.
That's what I was gonna say now. Okay, puppies. Which puppy is the most adorable? I'm about to say corgi puppies might be the most adorable.
corgis are cute. but I
Corgis
gotta
are
go
pretty
Shih
fucking
Tzus all
cute.
day.
I think
Yeah.
Chihuahua's clear. They're like
What?
5 feet hell.
Child.
Yeah, like I got
Chihuahuas are like
my
all
own Chihuahua.
skull.
I got my own Chihuahua. It's
Your
a really
dog
small
is
dog,
possessed
too.
by a demon. Literally.
Ankle biter.
Is it really possessed by a demon?
Yes, the first time
That's
I
what
met this
everybody
dog, Justin threw it at my face. It hit me.
Good
My
thing
dad
he
told me
only
a
likes
story
like
about
3 people.
Yeah.
my dad told me a story about him taking my uncle taking a cat. No, I don't remember which way around it was, but either way, they're brothers, and he shook a cat and threw it on one of their heads, and the cat latched on and scratched their head so bad that he had to have stitches.
Oh
And I can't remember if
Oh,
my dad said
God.
he had it done to him or if he did it to my uncle. I'll have to ask him next time I see him. But it's like that's so fucking wild.
Such a brotherly
Using
thing to do.
using animals as weapons, we've come to a whole new war.
Luckily, my dog was only like 3 pounds, so we're good.
Oh yeah, it's still a little shit. If I come up and like stand next to Justin, the dog will try to kill me.
Oh my
He
god! So
only 3
protective.
people he likes.
Yeah.
Only 3 people.
I think it's possessed by some sort of demon, but that's just my take. That dog's evil.
Well, we have reached the 2-hour mark, so I think we probably should wrap it up because I'm getting so hot in this room. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It's
Like,
surprising I didn't take my shirt off yet.
yeah, it really is because it's so hot in here and I have to go to the bathroom. And yeah,
Right.
but we want to thank you so much for taking your time to come and chat with us. Tell us about your experiences, what's coming up, and don't worry, I threw all your links and everything down in the description. So if you want to check out any of their content or any of their future content, all of those 8 locations they're going to be heading to. You guys are doing a bunch of lives and everything too. So
Live at every
Check out the
spot.
boys after they get out of TikTok jail.
Yes, yes, for
Pretty soon.
using the slur YT.
free haunted archives.
Yes, free haunted archives.
Oh my god, I want to make a T-shirt about that so bad now.
Two
That's
marks dropping
amazing.
soon, then.
Merch dropping soon.
Oh, that's
God.
amazing.
Yeah.
But you guys are a blast to talk to. I'm really glad that I got to talk to you guys tonight. But let's definitely in the future try to make something happen where we get to investigate together. I think it would
Absolutely.
be a lot of fun if we could do the old Lincoln County Jail though, because that place I think would be super awesome for you guys to investigate too.
Yeah, I'd love to go there. That'd be awesome.
That sounds like a plan.
Definitely. We'll make sure we stay in touch. And remember, folks, keep your ears and eyes open for what really goes.
Bump in the night.
Ow.